Good evening, everybody. I'm Dwayne Bachman along with Bob Luby, and we welcome you to Alexander Stadium in the 2018 home opener for the Piqua Indians. The Indians will be searching for their first victory of the season tonight against Lima Senior. Piqua lost that opener to Chaminade Julienne last Friday night, 42-22, while the Spartans were beaten by Northmont, 56-13. Bob Luby, you've had a chance to review the openers for both schools. What are your thoughts about tonight's matchup between the Indians and the Spartans?
Well, we talked about this earlier. The Lima Senior Spartans bring a lot of athleticism to the field tonight. A lot of guys that can fly around. The quarterback's awfully athletic, can throw the ball, can run the ball, runs it very well. A lot of pressure being put on the Piqua defense, so the Indians are going to have to step up, make some plays, hopefully create some turnovers, and convert those turnovers into points. Also, my scouting report for tonight, as we talked about also earlier, Lima lost to Northmont 56-13. Some say the score was somewhat deceiving. Lima had some big plays, but they weren't able to sustain drives. In other words, could move the ball, drive fizzled out. Number 7, the quarterback, Rashad Wallace. He is a playmaker. He's the guy that really is the engine that drives this football team. He's a converted receiver. He can run, he can pass. They like to throw the football. They like to throw it. They like to roll out. They'll throw the bubble screen, a lot of crossing patterns. They have good athletes that can run those patterns very well, and that's how they create problems for a defense. Their goal is to fully utilize their athletes when running the ball. The offensive line will always or typically will pull to lead the way on any types of running plays. Defensively, they play a 4-4 stack. Usually play man defense and pass defense. The defensive end, number 55, Braden Taylor, very good. Very, very, very good football player. And the middle linebacker, number 9, Camion Durr, is also a guy that we're going to probably talk about a lot tonight. They haven't shown a lot of blitz. They'll line up and just come after you with their front four and let their linebackers flow, find the football, and get to the point of attack. So that's the scouting report on Lima and the Piqua Indians.
We'll be right back with more of our pregame coverage on the Indian Nation station right after this timeout. Welcome back to Perk Field at Alexander Stadium, where you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation station. Dwayne Bachman, Bob Luby coming to you tonight from Alexander Stadium, and we're just a few minutes away from kicking it off. The Indians of Piqua trying to get victory number 1. So are the Spartans of Lima Senior High. Time now for the starting lineup. Here's my buddy, Bob Luby. Bob?
The Indians won the toss and elected to defer to the second half, so we'll give you the Lima offensive lineup, starting with number 52, Adrian Bowser, the center. He's 5'6", 208 pounds. He is a junior. The guards, number 74, Ryan Moore. He's 6'3", 283 pounds, senior. The other guard, number 58, Jordan McClendon. He's 5'10", 255 pounds, senior. The tackles, number 55, Brandon Taylor. He's 6'2", 230 pound junior, and he's number 55. The other tackle is number 57, Estefan Owens. He's 5'10", 246 pounds. He is a junior. The ends, number 8, Jaleel King. 6'3", 178 pounds, senior. Other end, number 22, Braden Odell. He's a 6'1", 192 pounds, senior. The quarterback, number 7, Rashad Wallace. 5'10", 168 pounds, senior. You'll hear a lot about him tonight because obviously being the quarterback is going to have the ball in his hands on each play, but he's the guy that makes this Lima offense go. He's the engine that drives the machine, so the Indians will have to slow him down. The other backs, number 23, Jermaine Daniel, a 5'8", 147 pound junior. Javon Robinson, the other back, number 3, 5'8", 165 pound junior. The tailback, number 5, Jawan Anderson. He's a 5'7", 162-pound junior. And also you'll see in that tailback position, number 6, Nizar McMillan. He's 5'10", 158-pound sophomore. So that's your starting lineup for Lima. Defensively, the Indians will line up with, across the front at tackle, number 44, Lance Reeves. He's a 6 foot, 263-pound sophomore. The other tackle, number 87, Brennan Toops, 6 foot, 209-pound senior. The ends, number 87, Grant Toops, a 6'3", 226-pound senior. And number 8, Jarrell Lewis, a 6'1", 242-pound sophomore. The linebackers for the Indians, number 25, Cohen Coleman. He's a 5'10", 176-pound freshman. Number 37, McKeegan Kuhn. He's 6'1", 218-pound junior. Number 40, Matt Blankenship, also a linebacker, 5'11", 204-pound junior. And linebacker number 14, Craig Hemmert, a 5'11", 181-pound senior. The corners for the Indians, number 5, Zane Booker. He's 6'2", 177-pound junior. And number 15, Owen Toops. He's a 6'2", 171-pound senior. And the safety is number 11, Micah Karn, 5'11", 192-pound senior.
Those are your starting lineups for both teams. Right now, the Piqua High School Marching Band finding their way onto this artificial turf here at Alexander Stadium. Bob, we have a couple minutes. How about keys to a Piqua victory tonight? It ought to be a whale of a ball game.
Well, facing this highly athletic football team the Indians are going to face tonight, I think one of the key things is forcing Lima into turnovers. You have to find a way to tackle the football, rush the quarterback, cause him to throw some errant passes, just keep him off balance, because if he has time to roll out to the perimeter, again, he has that option of either passing or running. He could hurt you either way. So force turnovers, and when you force a turnover, take advantage of those situations. You know, you get the ball on the Lima 30, you don't want to go 3 and out or 4 and out. You have to somehow pick up points in that situation. Secondly, offensively for the Indians, try to get the ball on the perimeter because Lima is usually in a man defense, and if you can get out on the perimeter, you're going to outnumber them out there and hopefully be able to break somebody loose. And I think thirdly, keep pressure on the quarterback. Ideally, you'd like to pressure the quarterback with your front four. But if you can't do it with the front four, can't get the strong pass rush, you're going to have to blitz. But somehow they have to make the quarterback uncomfortable and force him to throw passes he doesn't want to throw.
Those are the keys to an Indian win. We'll be calling the play-by-play here from Alexander Stadium on a warm night for football, the second game of the season. The Indians lose to Chaminade Julienne last Friday night, and the Lima Spartans losing to Northmont as well. So both teams looking for their first victory of the season. Well, we got a couple of minutes. Let's tell you who the officials are going to be for tonight's game. Referee's going to be Rich Fisher. The lineman's going to be Davis Gross. The line judge is going to be Dan Palmer. The umpire is going to be Kevin Farrar, and the back judge is going to be Tim Bradshaw. Bob, we missed the coin toss a few minutes ago. How about bringing us up to date on how we're going to start this one?
Well, Piqua won the toss, deferred to the second half, and so Lima's going to receive the kick. The Indians are going to kick. Obviously, it's important the Indians get a 3 and out. You don't want to give up a big play early in the game, and I can't emphasize enough the athletes that this Lima football team has. They can cause you problems through the air and running the football. So the Indians are going to have to bring their A game tonight defensively and shut down what I think to be a potent Lima offense.
Well, again, we're waiting now for the teams to find their way onto the artificial surface for the national anthem. But right now, again, let's talk a little bit about the weather, because it's been a perfect evening. a little bit warm, but nonetheless, an evening that is going to be a little tougher on the players, but by the same token, we've seen worse. Across the way, Bob, again, have to be a little disappointing. The Lima Senior Spartan fans are few and far between would be the case. The band did come in from Lima, so they'll be performing at the halftime. But right now, the bands are getting the Piqua High School band, getting ready for the players to move to the artificial turf, and then we'll have the national anthem. But again, Bob, let's talk a little bit about next week's game. Next week, Meadowdale comes to Piqua. What can you tell us about that program? It has not been the strongest in the Dayton area.
No, they've struggled with numbers, and of course, the Dayton system has undergone a series of problematic situations over the past few years, so that makes it tough. I believe I looked at the schedule. Meadowdale played a club team last week. Yeah, a club team in a high school out of the Columbus area, and that's I guess that tells you how difficult it is for them to schedule. So as a result, it's hard to get a real good feel for how good they are or how good they aren't. So we'll have to just see how things work out for them.
Bob, we have just a couple of minutes before we have the national anthem. You gave us Piqua's defense. How about giving us the Piqua offense?
Well, yeah, okay. We can work that in. Indians will line up on offensively with number 52, Jacob Strayer at center. He's a 6'1", 241-pound senior. The guards, number 70, Riley Hill, a 6'3", 317-pound junior, and number 65, Zane Arbogast, a 6'1", 234-pound senior. The tackles, number 68, Caden Clark, 6'2", a 304-pound senior, and number 66, Caden Maxwell, a 6'1", 267-pound senior. The ends, number 89, Brendan Toops, a 6', 209-pound senior, and Owen Toops, number 15. He's a 6'2", 171-pound senior. Quarterback, number 11, Micah Karn. He is a 5'11", 192-pound senior. The running backs, number 8, Jarrell Lewis, a 6'1", 242-pound sophomore, and number 37, McKeegan Kuhn, a 6'1", 218-pound junior. And the flanker is number 6, Garrett Shrub. He's a 6'3", 168-pound sophomore. So the Indians have some size up front. You look at Caden Clark, he's over 300 pounds. Riley Hill's over 300 pounds. You got a couple guys in the 267, 234-pound range. So the Indians have the potential ability to move people off the line of scrimmage, but that's going to be key. The performance of the Piqua offensive line, getting off the football, getting into an opponent, and just creating some running lanes for the backs. I don't think Piqua is particularly fast in the backfield. Micah Karn's got pretty good speed, but Jarrell Lewis, McKeegan Kuhn seem to be more power type running backs. They're both underclassmen. Jarrell is a sophomore. McKeegan's a junior, so those guys are coming back. Both are hard runners. I don't think they're going to win a 100-yard dash, but they're the type that run over you. You're going to have to really tackle them. An arm tackle shouldn't bring them down. They're going to create some problems for you if they can break through the middle.
So that's a look at the Piqua offense as we wait for both teams to come out of the dressing room. Just a reminder, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation Station, your home for Piqua Athletics. Thanks for joining us here tonight, Dwayne Bachman and Bob Luby. Here come the Spartans from Lima Senior High going to the far side of the field to get ready for the kickoff, and it won't be but a moment before we're going to see the Piqua Indians coming out from their Indian chief headdress coming out of the dressing room, and here they are, led by their three tri-captains, and we're waiting now for them to find their way to midfield, and then we're going to be just a few minutes away from kicking off the 2018 home season here at Alexander Stadium. Glad you've joined us. Bob Luby, Dwayne Bachman. We're going to be here for all 6 of the home games, so make sure that you find out how you can enjoy the telecast from Alexander Stadium.
I'll tell you, Dwayne, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't quickly mention the condition of this turf down there. Look, it's just a beautiful stadium. You look down there, and I was out the other day, and they had the crew from Moats and Company that put the turf in. They were running a vacuum sweeper type thing over to pull it up, and boy, it just looks fantastic tonight.
And again, Bob, when you look at the facilities around the area and around the state, a lot of schools have gone to artificial surface, but when you look at what Piqua has here, the artificial surface, the bleachers, all the amenities, none of them can quite compare with what we have here in Piqua, and we are very, very proud of it. At this time, everybody here at Alexander Stadium is asked to stand, take off their caps, and enjoy the national anthem by the Piqua High School Band. Our national anthem done nicely by the Piqua High School Marching Band. Dwayne Bach, Bob Libby coming to you from Alexander Stadium, the opener, home opener for the Indians. They're going to try to get on a winning track by beating the Spartans of Lima Senior High. Reminder, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation Station. Your home for Piqua Athletics. Bob Luby, I don't know about you, I'm excited about seeing how this one transpired, especially after the first week where the results were a little bit confusing as to who was better and who might not be as good as the opponent tonight.
Yeah, I think that we'll see a better performance from the Indians. I think a week of re-preparation and just determining what you did wrong, looking at the situation where maybe a missed block or two made a difference in a big play versus a no play. Those kinds of things, missed assignments defensively, those kind of things are what cause a team to lose football games. And I think our coaches work very hard to correct those situations. So I think we're going to see a stellar performance tonight. But it boils down to athleticism too. Maybe I overuse that word, but I think it's critical. If you have a lot of good athletes, boy, they're hard to match up with unless you have as many yourself. You have to have people that have quickness, good speed, react to the football and everything. So we'll find out tonight. The Indians are going to kick the ball off, and this is where it starts. This is the first play of a series. Do you keep a team pinned inside their 25, or do you allow them to run the thing back to get real good field position? Obviously, you got to get down and cover, and the Indians struggle with this sometimes with the kicking game. So let's see what Micah is able to do. Micah Karn's going to kick it off, and we'll see what kind of coverage we get.
Micah Karn going to kick it off to Jermaine Daniel. Oh, a squib kick out of bounds. That's going to result in the first flag of the home season. And Bob, was that intentional, you think, just to keep it away
I don't
from
know.
one of the speed burners that was deep? or we'll find out at a later time. Penalty against the Indians, so the Spartans are going to put it in play.
And maybe that's not a bad thing. You're not giving up the big play. Well, they're going to put it on the 40.
They're going to put it down where it went out of bounds. I didn't think it worked that way. I thought they put it down at the 40-yard line. Well, nonetheless, here come the Spartans on offense. Rashad Wallace is the quarterback. The deep back is Jawan Anderson. They've got 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Wallace waiting for the snap. He's got it. He's going to hand it off to Anderson. Anderson goes off left tackle, but didn't have any luck at all. And I see the officials are saying we have another penalty, and let's see what that one's all about.
Leading a charge for the Indian defense, number 87, Grant Toops.
Yeah, that's looks like it's going back against Lima. I don't know if it was a hold or it was in that area where there could have been a holding. Grant Toops came in and made the stop for the Indians.
No signal yet. Let's see what Rich Fisher, the referee, tells us about this one.
See,
I'm not so sure, Bob.
Yeah, this is what slows. Now they wave it off.
Pick up the flag.
I always say, why do you throw a flag if you didn't think there was a violation? You either saw it or you didn't.
Loss of 1, second down and 11 for the Spartans. Again.
But
Wallace.
They have spread 3 people to the right, 1 flanker to the left.
Wallace again, hands off right up the middle. Jawan Anderson got 1 or 2 of them back, but short gain. Indians defense getting a little bit tough in the early going, Bob.
Yeah, the Indians doing a nice job right now of slowing down the Lima offense. Lance Reeves, a big sophomore defensive tackle, stepped in there and made a nice stop on that. 3rd and long, Indians said this is the first opportunity, make a stop.
Wallace, the quarterback from the pistol offense, going to go back to pass. He's going to go deep. He's going to throw it downfield, intended, I believe that was intended for number 3, Bob.
Number 3, Javon Robinson goes in.
Javon Robinson was the intended receiver. Incomplete, 4th down. The Indians are going to get the football, and the Spartans are going to have to kick it away.
Well, good job. First series of downs, the Indians stepped up, forced the 3 and out. But I'll tell you can tell the way Lima likes to spread you out. With 3 receivers to one side, 1 on the other, they create some try to create a void in your defense.
For the Indians, number 49, Trenton Foster, and number 15, Owen Toops.
Waiting now for the snap. Here's the punt. Nice punt, going to go deep. Going to be picked up by number 15. That's Owen Toops. Owen Toops is going to move the ball up to about the 26-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians. Nice start, Bob.
Yeah, good job. 3 and out. Decent field position to start their first possession, so the Indians get a chance to show what they can do offensively.
So let's see what Micah Karn and the Piqua offense can do here in the opening few minutes of the opener here against the Spartans from Lima Senior High. Beautiful night for football. A little warm, but still a very, very nice night to watch high school football. Micah Karn waiting for the snap. He's got it. Pass off to the right side. Almost intercepted by the Spartans. I believe that was number 23, Bob, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't believe I was. Almost intercepted by Jermaine Daniel.
Yeah, he read that one right away. Micah just looked right. And, Lima's playing a pretty tight coverage there, and if the ball was thrown better, it would have been an interception. It was high, and he couldn't get to it.
So the Indians come up to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. This time, Karn's going to go over center. Going to hand it off to McKeegan Kuhn. McKeegan's going to get the 4, maybe 5. Let's see where they spot the football. It's going to be 3rd down.
A nice second down play, but that's coming off of an incomplete pass. So now you're faced with about 3rd and 5. McKeegan runs well. He's a good-sized kid, strong kid, and he picked his way through the Lima defense. So now 3rd down play. 3rd downs are critical. You have to convert 3rd downs if you're going to win football games.
Karn over center, 2 running backs. Wide out to the top side and to the near side. Here comes Toops to the near side. Handoff goes to, oh boy, he is picked up at the line of scrimmage. Let's see who's on the bottom of that stack for the Indians. And it was
Jarrell Lewis, I think, was the ball carrier.
I believe
that
you're
time.
right, Bob. Jarrell Lewis, but
only picked up a yard.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now the Indians are going to have to punt it away, and Micah Karn does the punting for Piqua. One Spartan deep to field the punt. Ball going to be punted from about the 20-yard line by Micah Karn. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Nice kick. Nice kick. All the way down to about the 15-yard line. Number 8 picks it up. He's got some running room, all kinds of flags. But number 8,
they're going to come
that's
back.
The real king.
Yeah, there. I saw 2 blocks in the back on the way with the ball carrier running. I mean, I didn't understand that. It was obvious. It was obvious. The first defender downfield for the Indians, and the guy just got him from behind. And there was another one. The second defender came up for Piqua, and he got blocked also. So that's going to push Lima back.
So the penalty goes against the Spartans. We'll see where they spot the football with 2 flags on the surface. Umpires marching it off. He's going to walk it off and spot the ball at the, let's call it the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Got it on their own 12-yard line after the penalty.
Now here's where you try to take advantage of a situation. You have Lima starting on their own 12-yard line. If you can force a 3 and out here, even with a good punt, you're going to get the ball somewhere in the midfield area. And that'd be a good starting point for the Indians, but you got to make the stop. We got to get the first part out of the way first.
The spread pistol offense is what they call it. Rashad Wallace is waiting for the snap. Behind him is Jawan Anderson. Anderson's going to get the ball. He's going to go right up the middle. Got a few yards there, Bob. Beyond the 15-yard line. Looks like he got, I think we give him the better part of 6. Let's call it 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, Jarrell Lewis in there for the stop for the Indians. But nice, some running room there. Lima knocking some people back off the line of scrimmage.
2 wide outs to the top side, 2 to the near side for the Spartans. Wallace this time, he's going to run out to the right side, being chased, got away from one tackler, gets above the 20-yard line, gets to about the 22-yard line. Does he have enough for a 1st down, Bob, or not?
I think he does. I think.
We'll wait for
Depends
a signal.
on the spot. Depends on the spot.
This the referee says it's 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Ball is being spotted on the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Rashad Wallace all by himself in the backfield this time. 3 wide outs to the near side, 2 to the far side. The snap. Handoff's going to go to number 22. That's going to be, number 22 is going to be Braden Odell. Braden Odell. Let's see how many he got. Very little gain. Looks like he got about 1, Bob. Looks like it's going to be 2nd down and 9.
McKeegan Kuhn, the inside linebacker for the Indians, number 37, played that well. That was a jet sweep, and the Indians reacted, got out to the point of attack, and slowed that down.
Boy, they like to spread it out, don't they?
Yeah.
Again, 2 wide outs to the top, 2 to the near side. Wallace all by himself in the pistol offense, waiting for the snap. Now suddenly we have a timeout. Timeout on the field by the Lima Senior High Spartans. Well, Bob, it's a little early, but so far neither team looks like they're going to dominate the other. So it looks to me like we might have a big game for both teams, looking for victory number 1 in both cases.
Well, I like the Piqua defense right now. They've made plays. They've slowed down the running game. Lima hasn't shown much pass yet. For whatever reason, they like to throw the football, but they haven't thrown much yet. Maybe they felt like coming in they could run the ball on Piqua, and the Indians right now defensively have shown that, hey, right now that's not going to happen. We're staying home, doing our job, and the front four for the Indians, Lewis, Reeves, Toops, and Toops. That sounds like a law firm, Toops and Toops, doesn't it? But they have done a nice job of shutting down the running game.
Well, for those of you who have not been followed the Lima Senior Spartans, their head coach is Archie Griffith's son, Andre. So a little bit of a personality on the Spartan side. But here come the Spartans on offense. It's going to be second down. Let's call it second down and 8. Rashad Wallace waiting for the snap. He hands it off. He hands it off. There's going to be a pass downfield. Let's see what. Intercepted by Micah Karn. Intercepted by Karn. The Indians pick one off at their own 40-yard line. Boy, that was not much of a pass. It was a rainbow. And Micah Karn, I believe it was Micah, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Micah got underneath that one. And so the first turnover of the game favors the Indians.
Yeah, nice job by Micah. Red pass. It was a halfback pass, and it was kind of like a duck flying around up there. And Micah came up and read it right away. Made a nice play. Indians have the football on their own 38-yard line.
Let's see now what Bill Neese's Chargers can do on the offensive side. Karn and Kuhn. Deep for Piqua. 3 wide outs here to the near side, 1 to the far side. Karn's got the snap. Going to pass on the left flat. Pass out there to number 35, and that's a completed pass to number 35. That's Keegan Patton. So that's a completed pass, a gain of 2, second down and 8.
It didn't get much upfield with that particular pass. Lima did a nice job reacting, moving to the football, and took away the big yardage.
Let's call it second down and 8 for the Indians. Wide out to the top side, 2 here to the near side. Now 1 in the slot. The snap goes to Karn hands it off. Hands it off to Colin Rowe. Colin Rowe got a cup. Don't think he got enough for a first down, Bob, but he got awfully close.
I think he's close, but I think he's a little short. Yeah, look, Colin Rowe, 5'7", 149 pounds. Probably one of the smallest guys on the team, but he's got some pretty fleet feet. He can move with the football. That's why they like to put the ball in his hands.
They're calling it third down and 2 for the Indians. Ball resting on the 46-yard line of Piqua. Karn this time over center. Handoff goes to number 40. That is Matt Blankenship. Matt Blankenship, I think, has got enough for a first down, and they do. First down, Piqua.
Yeah, a little off tackle, just basic hard-nosed football. Matt Blankenship just followed his blocker up inside, and the Indians pick up a first down.
Right on the midfield stripe. We're in the first quarter here at Alexander Stadium. Still no score in this ball game. Both teams trying to find victory number 1 in the 2018 season.
Clock continues to tick. About 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
The snap goes to Micah Karn. He's going to try on the right side. Threw it over the head of number 6. That's Garrett Shrub. Second down and 10.
Yeah,
too much loft, Bob.
He had Shrub out there. Shrub was open for probably a gain, somewhat of a gain, before he was going to be hit. But as you indicated, the ball was just a little too high.
Second down and 10. Ball resting on the midfield stripe. Glad you've joined us tonight on the Indian Nation Station. You're home for Piqua Athletics. Still no score. Here's the snap. Micah Karn. He's going to hold up, rolls to the left. Going to get a few yards, going to get to the 45-yard line before he's knocked down. But gained, he got a few more than that, Bob. Looks to me like he got the better part of 6. Awfully close to 7. Let's call it third down. Let's call it third down. Scoreboard says third down and 3.
Yeah, a little option. Micah ran the option to the short side of the field, the left side of the field, and had a pitch option available, but he thought he could turn it upfield. Did a nice job, held on to the ball, and got it inside Lima territory.
Waiting again for the snap is Micah Karn. He's going to hold on to it. He's going to go around the right side. He's got some running room. He's going to have enough for a Piqua first down. Indians pick up a first down. They're going to spot the ball at about the 30, something like about the 36, 35-yard line. Let's see where they finally put it down. Micah Karn with a first down.
He could be a running quarterback, didn't he? He was the leading ground gainer last week versus Chaminade. Got pretty good speed, pretty elusive. Picked his way and found some daylight and just turned it upfield. First down at the 36-yard line of Lima.
First and 10 for the Indians. Karn over center this time. We've got a flag on the defensive side. Let's see what that's going to be about.
Is that a sideline warning, maybe?
I'm just wondering if it isn't a sideline warning. Not so sure. None of the officials are coming this way, so not exactly sure what that was, but for Piqua number 4, and that's going to be Blaine Uhl, is going to come in at quarterback. Don't necessarily know if the flag had anything to do with that substitution or not, but the sophomore Blaine Uhl is now in charge of the offense for the Indians. He's over center. He's going to pitch it out, going to give it over to number 25, and that is Coleman. Coleman, let's see, Bob. Didn't gain much, did he? In fact, I don't know if he got beyond the line of scrimmage.
That Lima 44 defense stepped up, did a nice job, shut down Coleman before he could find any running room.
Micah Karn right back in the ballgame. Might have been an equipment situation that took Micah to the sideline, but he's back in there now. Second down and 10. Still no score here in the first quarter at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. Karn sprinting out to the left side. He's going to go to the far side. Incomplete. Oh, had him open there for just a second, Bob. Had him open, but couldn't get him. That was to Brennan Toop.
Yeah.
Falls incomplete.
It hit his hands. I mean, very well thrown football. Brennan has to make that catch, and I'm sure when he watches that on film, he's going to say, I should have had that.
Let's call it third down and 10. Ball resting on the Lima 36-yard line.
There are plays in a football game when you go and look at the film, you're going to say, oh my, if we only would have been able to execute on that, this is where we would be.
That was one of them.
Yeah.
Indians to the line of scrimmage. Karn waiting for the snap. He's got it. Sprints out to the right side. Trying to make turn the corner. He's going to throw it back. Throw it back to Owen Toop. Owen Toop stumbled, but was able to keep his balance. Got
I think there may have been
first down, but a flag on the play.
I think there may have been a face mask, maybe.
Let's see what the officials tell us that one's all about. Rich Fisher is our referee tonight. Personal foul. Face mask on the Lima. You called that one right, Bob. Oh, that was huge. That's going to put the ball in great field position. Going to be, I think we can call it the 9-yard line.
Nice throw, nice catch, well executed. Nice job turning it upfield and heading towards the goal line. So the ball's on the 9-yard line now. The Indians with a first and goal.
Here come the Indians waiting for the snap. Karn's going to keep it, go around the left side, turned the corner, got a couple, got down to the 5-yard line. before we stopped there by a couple white jerseys.
Odell with a tackle.
Let's call that second down, Bob. Going to be second down, goal to go. I think the ball's, as best I can tell, just about on the 5-yard line.
Right, Braden Odell, the outside linebacker, number 22, did a nice job. Stayed home, read that play, didn't go for the fake, came up and stopped Micah Karn.
Waiting for the snap is Micah Karn. Back there with him is Colin Rowe. Rowe's got it. Rowe right up the middle. Going to be short of the touchdown, but awfully close. Did get in the end zone, but I believe, Bob, that's going to be spotted inside the 1-yard line.
That little guy, I tell you, of all the guys you think could run between the tackles, you go to somebody big, but Colin Rowe did a great job putting his head down, shoulder pads low, and just pounded it straight ahead. He's inside, right at the 1, I guess.
Goal to go from the 1. Big play for the Indians. Karn over center. He's going to keep it. He's going to try to spin his way in the end zone and does just that. The Indians get on the scoreboard first. Micah Karn with a 1-yard plunge, 6-0. And now it's time for the extra point, and Micah Karn does that as well.
Nice drive by Piqua. Took the ball, started on their own 38, and just methodically took it down the field. Increment by increment. Great execution. Even with the missed pass, they were able to overcome that and score here with 2:03 left in the first quarter.
Owen Toops to do the holding. Micah Karn trying to make it 7-0. You're right, Bob. That was very well done offensively. Very methodical. Waiting for the snap. Bad snap. He gets away from Toop. Going to give it to Karn. Karn's going to try to throw to somebody in the end zone. Incomplete. No penalty, so it ends up being incomplete. So the Indians are going to have a 6-0 lead with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. A reminder, you're watching high school football on the Indian Nation station, your home for Piqua Athletics.
Missed extra points. The demon in any Piqua or any football team's vocabulary of execution, even this early in the game, these can come back to bite you real badly, depending on how things go. In a close football game, an extra point can make the difference of a tie or a loss or a win, actually. So you hate to see that.
Well, now the Indians are going to kick it off to the Spartans. We got 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Glad you've joined us. Dwayne Bachman along with Bob Luby. We're going to be with you for all 6 home games this season. Next week, we're going to be right back here for Meadowdale, and we hope you'll join us. Micah Karn is going to kick it away. Now, wait a minute. I'm not so sure. I see number 88. 88's not sure where he wants to put the ball down, but it's going to be number 88's going to...
That's Austin Burns.
Austin Burns is going to kick it away for the Indians. Deep is Jermaine Daniel. And a number 8, and that is Jaleel King.
I still like the idea of kicking it short and not giving him the opportunity.
This one right down the middle of the field, picked off at the 33-yard line by the Spartans. They brought it back all the way to the 40. So the Spartans are going to have pretty good field position, Bob, with just a minute 55 left to go here in quarter number 1, but the Indians have been on the scoreboard, own a 6-0 lead.
When I said not deep, I didn't mean that shallow. You don't want to give the team a ball on the 40, but at least you prevent a big run back. That's the positive that comes out of something like that.
Let's see what happens as the Spartans come up for the offense again. Rashad Wallace is the quarterback in the spread pistol offense. Right behind him is Jawan Anderson. Here's the handoff. Oh, that's not Jawan Anderson. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Bob, that looks like number 35, is it?
25 is Avian Brown, your ball carrier.
Yeah.
Brown will be taken
Brown,
down
I think it was.
Brown was the ball carrier.
Yeah.
He got, let's give him 2, second down and 8.
Number 8, Jarrell Lewis, did a nice job. 6'1", 242-pound sophomore, stepped up and took Brown down.
2 wide outs to the top side, 2 to the near side as Wallace passes to the right flat. Gets it out to Jaleel King. Jaleel King is going to get a few yards, but he's going to have to fight for them. It's going to be third down. Let's call it third down. Let's call it third down and a long two.
Like the way the Indians are flying to the football. Did a nice job of just pouncing on that receptor, the receiver for Lima. Did a great job of reacting and keeping him away from the first down marker.
Rashad Wallace waiting again for the snap for Lima. This time he's going to hand it off again to number 25, Xavier Brown. He's not going to get the first down.
And there's a flag.
A flag on the play.
Right in the pile. I don't know if it was a face mask or a hold.
We'll find out because a penalty against
together on the tackle for the Indians.
The referee has still not given us the
holding. Offense number 52.
off.
Penalty is declined.
Penalty is declined. It's against the Spartans, so that's going to make it fourth down and 3. So the penalty in favor of the Indians. So that means the Spartans are going to have to punt it away, and the Indians are going to be able to put it back in play with number 49. That's Trenton Foster, and number 15. That is Owen Toops.
42 seconds left here in the first quarter.
There's the punt high. Call for a fair catch at the 22-yard line by Toops. So the Indians are going to have the ball first and 10. Bob, so far you got to be impressed with what we've seen on the Piqua side of the football.
Yeah, I think so. They're doing things well, as you said, on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Situation there, signaled for a fair catch. He probably had 8-10 yards. Maybe someone needs to help him say, hey, go, run. But he played it safe, and the Indians retained possession. So 32 seconds left in the first quarter. The Indians ahead 6-0.
Let's see what Bill Neese decides to do. Karn. Deep. Waiting for the snap. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the top side. Karn waiting for the snap. Toops coming across. Toops got the football, going to try to make the turn. Didn't have much luck. Got above the 20, but not much more than that. Let's see what they're going to give him. That's Owen Toops. Boy, Bob, they haven't moved the marker across the way at all, so looks to me like he just got back to the line of scrimmage.
I think it's going to be kind of hard to run out on the perimeter because of Lyman's athletic ability. They move well to the football, have good team speed.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Piqua's got a 6-0 lead. Just a reminder, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation station. You're home for Piqua Athletics. Bob, first quarter, second game of the season. I believe right now you've got to be pleased with what we've seen from the Indians over the Spartans.
Oh, no question about it. No question about it. Indians are doing everything well up to this point, and that's something they have to continue.
I think there's only been 1 turnover, and the turnover was an intercepted pass that Micah Karn picked off. So everything so far has been coming up roses for the Indians. Bill Neese down on the sideline, along with Coach Uhl talking to the offense. Waiting now for both teams to find their way to the artificial surface. Bob, what a beautiful evening for football. The crowd across the way, it was pretty slight to begin with. We've got a few more Spartan fans, but not very many.
No, it's a bigger slight now, right? That's the best way to describe it. And it's too bad because you always like to see a following of, from anybody, to follow the football players because it's important to them.
Just about ready now to open play in the second quarter. Micah Karn. Deep, waiting for the snap. Rowe back there with him. Karn, gets away from a couple would-be tacklers, gets above the 25-yard line. He got a few out of that, Bob. Looked for a minute like he might trap him from behind, but Micah held on to the football and got himself the better part. Let's give him 6. Let's call it second. Let's call it 3rd down and 4.
I think he looked downfield, didn't like what he saw, couldn't find the open receiver, and obviously the key thing is you don't want to throw it and put it up for grabs, so he just tucked the ball. Now the Indians facing a 3rd and 4 at their own 28. Big 3rd down play.
Big possession play for the Indians. Again, this time Micah Carnes over center. Wide outs to the top side and to the near side. Carnes going to go back to pass, rolling out to the right side, being chased, and going to be, oh, he got away but lost his helmet. He's still on his feet, but I don't know exactly what they're going to call. He lost his helmet back inside the 20-yard line. Bob, I don't know, I don't know how you call that. You don't see that very often, do you?
Now, that's not a penalty if somebody pulls your helmet off.
Yeah. Let's see what they call that, because that is an unusual circumstance.
Looks like they're going to put the ball down where his helmet came off.
I believe you're right, Bob. Believe you're right. Back to the 17-yard line, which means it's going to be a loss of about, let's call it a loss of about 5. Let's call it, across the way they've got 4th down and 15.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that rule. Why would you be down if somebody pulls your helmet off? I know it protects
Sure.
the ball carrier, but doesn't seem quite fair.
Kicking the ball is Austin Burns. Austin Burns kicks it near midfield where it dies, covered by number 37. That's McKeegan Kuhn. So the Spartans have the ball in what I would consider pretty good field position. Let's see if the Indian defense can hold one more time.
Soccer team got a nice win against West Carrollton Tuesday night.
Let's see what happens as the Spartans huddle across the way with their head coach Andre Griffin, son of Archie Griffin, who is certainly a household name here in Ohio State Buckeye land. Rashawn Wallace in the spread pistol offense. Behind him is Jawan Anderson. Wallace back to pass, looking over the center of the field. Tries to get one to Javon Robinson, but just a little bit out of his reach. Goes incomplete. Robinson had a step on the defender, Bob, but the pass was just a little too high.
He was open quickly. You have to make the better pass. That would have been completed right down the middle. Did a nice job, Javon, out of his flanker position of running that route across the middle, but thrown too high.
2nd down, 10. Wallace again, waiting for the snap. He's got it. He's going to go back to pass. Scooting out to the right side. Got a little running room around the right side. Going to run for the far sideline, out of bounds. Short of the 1st down, but a gain, it looks like a gain of maybe 7. Let's see where they spot the football. Had some room on the right side. Bobby has pretty good speed.
Shows that scrambling ability. That's what he does. Didn't get any backside support on that. Don't know what happened to the defensive end. Took an inside course, and I don't know if he's responsible for contain on that side or not. I would think he is.
Let's call it 3rd down. 3rd down and 3. Opening minutes of the 2nd quarter, the Indians owning a 6-0 lead. Equipment problem on the Lima senior side. They've got it taken care of. Now Rashad Wallace waiting for the snap. He's got it. Out to the right flat, completed pass. Completed pass and back to the line of scrimmage. And that's about all the receiver got, Bob. We got to see the receiver's number. Look like number.
And on the stop for the Indians, number 5, Zane Booker.
I think the completed pass, but it's going to bring up a 4th down, a 4th down and 2, and the Spartans are going to try to maintain possession of the football. And let's see what Rashad Wallace tries to do. Somebody jumped off on the far side. No flag. Long count. Wallace. This time a pass to the left flat. Left flat gets it to number 3, And
Pass is complete to Javon
I think there's
Javon Robinson.
either a hold or a block in the back out here. I saw a flag come in there.
I believe I see one of the officials pointing towards the Lima senior huddle, so I think it's going to go against the Spartans.
This could force a punt. This could force
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 4th down.
10-yard penalty against the Spartans. Let's see where they end up with the football. Football is going to be on the 48-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down and 9. Now it looks as though the Spartans are going to have to kick it away.
Trenton Foster and Owen Toots deep for the Indians.
Cole Miracle waiting to kick it away for the Spartans. The kick going to go all the way down to the 5-yard line. Picked up by Owen Toops. Owen Toops gets to about the 19-yard line where he dropped by a host of white jerseys. 1st and 10 for the Indians.
Well, again, nice job by Piqua forcing a punt. Even though it came with the help of a penalty, you'll take them any way you can get them. And the Indians back on offense here with 9:06 left in the first half.
Bob, I'm impressed with what I've seen so far from the Piqua Indians.
Oh, yeah, I think really doing well. As I said, both sides of the ball, coming after people defensively, have shown the ability to move the football offensively. And remember, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. And that's going to be a positive for the Indians.
There's timeout on the field right now. Just a reminder, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation Station. Your home for Piqua Athletics. Glad you've joined us. Dwayne Bachman and Bob Luby from Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. The Indians with a 6-0 advantage with 9 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in half number 1. Bob, I don't know if you would share this. I wasn't sure what to expect from the Spartans, but be real honest with you, whatever they brought to the table, the Indians have been equal to it.
Yeah, and again, I was in the same position. I wasn't sure how good Lima is or was. You know, based on that first game when Northmont just drilled them, I commented to somebody, and well, Northmont's a good football team, and that's obvious, but they say Lima just had some bad breaks along the way. Well, if that's the case, if Lima's a real good football team, that certainly says a lot about the Piqua Indians tonight.
Indians with the football. They've got it 1st and 10. They've got it on their own 19-yard line. Karn over center. Waiting for the snap. He's got it. Hands it off. Hands it off to see who's on the bottom of that stack, Bob.
Matt Blankenship, your ball carrier.
Blankenship was the ball carrier, got to the 20-yard line, but that's about all he got. We can give him 1, but that's about the size of that advantage on 1st down. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Lima defense does a nice job. That 44 defense, linebackers scrape, come up, and just plug the holes, and nice form tackle there by the Lima linebacker.
This time, handoff right up the middle. Handoff goes to, let's see if that's, I think that's Brown again. Yes, it is. Nice run by
Coleman, your ball carrier.
Coleman was the ball carrier. He got enough for a Piqua 1st down, Bob.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains. Haven't seen
10.
much about Coleman, but obviously the guy's got pretty good speed. Can find a hole and can run with the football.
See what happens now with the 1st and 10. Ball resting on the 28-yard line. Karn, deep. Oops. There's a whistle.
Delay of game.
Delay of game. I believe that's what it's going to be. Delay of game is going to go against the Indians. That's going to cost them 5 yards. Delay of game against the Indians. That's going to make it 1st down and 15. Up to the line of scrimmage. Karn in the shotgun. Coleman right next to him. Oh, somebody moved on the Piqua side. I believe they're going to call that one back. Keegan Patton, I think, moved. He was one of the wide receivers, and I think that's going to cost him another 5 yards.
See, now we're getting into mistake land, and obviously you don't want to get in that kind of rut. You got to concentrate. You got to focus on what you're doing, and early in the season, but still you can't condone these kind of errors.
These kinds of mistakes will lead you to have bad field position, and that's not good because right now Indians are putting it in play on the 19. Got to keep possession of the play. We've got 7 minutes, 10 seconds left to go here in the first half. Indians with a 6-0 lead. Karn back to pass. Going to hold on to the football. Got a little running room. Cuts back to the middle. Still got some running room. He's still on his feet. Goes inside. Goes to the 36-yard line. Another flag on the play, Bob. I don't know who this one's on, but this would be big if it goes against the Spartans. But let's see what the call might be.
Almost
by Rich Fisher.
have to be on Lima because all you had was the ball carrier running. Maybe a face mask.
Face mask called against the Spartans. Whoa! What a big play, a big penalty favoring the Indians. That's going to put the ball in Lima territory. Let's put it in play at about the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Right now, Micah Karn's keeping that Lima defense off balance because when he drops back and can't find an open receiver, he's got the ability to scramble. Has done a nice job, the senior quarterback of the Indians.
Colin Rowe, I think, is going to make this attempt. He's going to get 3, maybe 4. Yep, Colin Rowe.
I like little Colin Rowe. 5'7", 149-pound junior, can scamper. Boy, he can find a hole, see daylight, and scoot up in there.
Gave him 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. Piqua, quick to the line of scrimmage. Rowe again. This time he's got more room. He's going to have enough for a 1st down. Right up the middle for the Indians. Colin Rowe.
They found a new ball carrier. He certainly likes what he's doing. Protects the football. Does a nice job taking care of the football. Indians pick up another 1st down. Take it into Lima territory at the 34-yard line.
Indians quickly to the line of scrimmage, Bob.
Timeout, Spartans.
And right now, Andre Griffin, the head coach of the Spartans, is wondering what's happening because right now the Indians started way deep in their own territory. Now they're moving and moving rather easily, Bob.
Doing a nice job, and that goes where he's running. That indicates the Indians are doing a good job up front. The offensive line. You have to look at that. The center, Jacob Strayer, Zane Arbogast, Riley Hill, Caden Maxwell, and Caden Clark, all getting off the football, getting a hat on a hat, sustaining their blocks, and just knocking Lima off the line of scrimmage and sealing off. So all that is happening allows the backs to find a hole, run to daylight, and pick up some important yardage.
Let's see what the Indians decide to do offensively. They are right now on the move, and they've got the Spartans back on their heels. Indians with the football, 1st and 10, ball resting on the Lima 29-yard line. Boy, a touchdown here, Bob, would be huge as we look forward to halftime.
No question about that. Have plenty of time, 6 minutes and 17 seconds to do it.
Karn's going to keep it, scramble out to the left side. Tries to throw a pass to the left flat. It's complete. Going to be to number 49, Trenton Foster.
Taken down by number 22, Braden Odell.
Yeah,
he got, let's give him 3, Bob. Let's call it 2nd down and 7. Nice fake by Karn.
Yeah, he rolled out to the left, looked, and just threw it out there to Trenton. He picked up 3 yards, which is good.
This time the handoff. Whoop! This one is going to go to number 37. That's going to be McKeegan Kuhn. McKeegan Kuhn got a couple, but a little tough to get him right now up the middle.
Yeah, the Indians had some success running the football, wanted to stick with it, so now they're going to be faced with about a 3rd and a long 5.
Let's see what Bill Neese decides to do. Very important offensive call right here.
Well, we're in 4-down territory. I think
No
they'll
question.
be able to go for it. Got two chances to pick up these 5 yards.
Karn over center. He hands it off. Hands it off to McKeegan-Kuhn. McKeegan-Kuhn just won't go down. He's still driving inside the 20. McKeegan-Kuhn with an all-good effort, and that's going to be good for another Piqua first down. Good effort by Kuhn.
Yeah, runs hard. Boy, that's what you don't want to. Allow yourself to be tackled with an arm tackle. And as you watch McKeegan hits the middle, then he just guy number 34 grabs a hold, but McKeegan doesn't go down. It takes another Lima defender, number 21, to come over and make that tackle.
Handoff this time to Coleman. Coleman tries left tackle, but a little stingy. Got a couple. Let's see how many they give him. Well, I think we can give him 2, maybe 3. Let's call it second down and 8.
Jawan Anderson, number 5, outside linebacker, came up, made that stop.
4 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Quickly, the Indians at the line of scrimmage. This time, Micah Karn over center. 2 running backs. Handoff to over the right side. Not much luck there, but a good effort. But we see a flag on the play.
Typically, it's in a holding area where a team holds.
Waiting for Rich Fisher, the referee, to give us the official call. Holding. Holding call against the Indians. Bob, you were right on it. Holding call. Going to move the ball back. Let's see where they're going to spot it. Going to spot it at about the, let's call it the 28-yard line. That's going to make it second down and 20. Still in 4-down territory. This time Karn over center, 2 running backs, wide out to the top side and to the near side. Karn looking downfield, scrambling to the right side, looking downfield, trying to find somebody at a 10-yard line, goes incomplete. Karn intended for Toops, incomplete. That's going to bring up
pretty good coverage by
yes,
Lima. Number 24, the safety, Jaquez Sharif, I guess it is. I don't know, he may be a sheriff too. He's 5'8", 163-pound senior, but he came up and did a nice job.
3 minutes, 44 seconds left to go in the half. Indians with a 6-0 lead. They've got the football and they have an opportunity to go into the locker room with 2 scores. Let's see if they can do it as they come up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide outs here to the near side, 2 to the top side. Karn in the shotgun. And we have a timeout by Piqua. Well, Bob, you're the quarterback here. You're the coach here. What are we looking for with 3rd down and over 20?
Well, I think you have to throw the football in this situation. You've been successful running the football, but when you're facing a 3rd and 20, I think you've got to pick up some sizable yardage. So, maybe a pass across the middle, something, a deep post pattern. Lima's does a good job in coverage, though. That's the thing. If you could run the football against them, you're better off. But right now, with the fact you need 20, it's hard to pick up 20 yards on 1 or 2 plays. So I'm looking for Piqua to throw the football.
Let's see if that's what Bill Neese decides to do. He's out there talking to the offensive unit. Defensive unit's over there talking to their head coach, Andre Griffin.
For when you're playing a team that's athletic as Lima, it's hard for wide receivers to get separation from the defensive back. That's what you run into because they're pretty skilled people. But the Indians have 2 men split right and 1 split left.
Let's see what Karn's got. He's going to scramble off to the right side. Looking downfield, almost intercepted by the Spartans, number 24, Jaquez Sheriff, intercepted that. Micah Karn took a little time, thought he saw somebody in the middle of the field, but intercepted by the Spartans. A big turnover, Bob.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing it destroys, obviously destroys a drive. and little morale. But the thing you know, as you come off the field, you know you can move the football against this team. You know you can move the football, so you're discouraged but not destroyed.
Let's see what the Spartans decide to do. Ball resting on the 21-yard line.
3:41 left in the first half.
Rashad Wallace.
Indians ahead 6-0.
Wallace, he's going to keep it. He's going to scramble around the right side. Picks up some running room. He's got a lot of running room, Bob. In fact, he's all the way to midfield before they drop him. After a big gainer. Rashad Wallace almost got loose, Bob. That would have been a disaster this late in the second quarter.
I think he's the guy they feel like has to make the plays for him because he's got that kind of ability. He can run, he can pass, and they want the ball in his hands to make plays.
1st and 10. Wallace, this time he's going to pass. Going to pass on the left side. Going to pass to number 3. That's Javon Robinson. Robinson gets to the Piqua 45-yard line. Going to pick up, let's give him 5. Let's call it 2nd down and 5. Still 3 minutes left to go here in quarter number 2.
The Indians have to hope for a quick ticking clock as they want to get out of the first half with a 6-0 lead, and Lima is just over midfield here.
In the spread pistol formation is Rashad Wallace. He's going to go back to pass, looking to the right flat, not deep enough. Intended for number 8, that's Jaleel King. Just didn't have enough on that one, Bob.
I'll tell you, number 40 for the Indians, Matt Blankenship, a linebacker, was blitzing. He came up and really forced Wallace to throw the football quickly, and that's why when he threw it, it was underthrown.
Okay, let's call it 3rd down and 5. Spartans again with the football. Ball resting on the Piqua 45-yard line. Wallace going to pass to the right side again. That's a completed pass to number 4. That's Cecil Benton Jr. Does he have enough for a 1st down, Bob? It's awfully close.
Yeah, I think they do.
They have moved the chain, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Now the Spartans like to think that they might be able to score to go into the halftime, maybe 7-6. Wallace again. Boy, they like that right side all of a sudden. Another completed pass to the right flat. Completed to number 8. That's Jaleel King. Boy, they've seen something on that right side that they like, Bob.
Yeah, just a quick pass. The Indians back off. The Indians play a pass defense where they give a little cushion, and Lima's trying to take advantage of that. Now, do you look to go deep here? You picked short. Do you look to go deep? No, they're going to run the football.
Right inside. Handoff goes to Jawan Anderson. Jawan Anderson well beyond the chains. So that's going to be a 1st down for the Spartans. And we've got an Indian on the ground, and I can't tell from here, but I believe it's number 11. Let's see if that's the case. As Spartans have a 1st down, and we still have a minute 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Right now, Bob, the Spartans are showing some spunk offensively.
Yeah, come out, move the football through the air, on the ground, and they've loosened up the Piqua defense a little bit. And I think you're right. I think that's Micah Karn down, and obviously the Indians can't afford to lose him.
Right.
He made a jarring tackle on that last play. He really came up and put a hat on the ball carrier and took a pretty good shot. So they're looking at him and trying to get him to respond.
Again, a reminder, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation station, your home for Piqua Athletics. Glad you joined us, Dwayne Bachman, Bob Luby. We're winding down the first half of play. The Indians right now with a 6-0 lead, but the Spartans of Lima are threatening, and Piqua's quarterback Micah Karn has been injured. Let's see exactly what we can tell you about that situation.
He's sitting up now. Micah's sitting up. We hope it's not anything.
Coming off the field
Put your hands together for Micah Carr.
Micah Karn coming off the field rather slowly. I would imagine the timeout would indicate that he has to go out for one play, but I'm not so sure about that. Let's see if that's... I think Micah is going to head to the sideline along with Katie Smith, the trainer.
Now the lights came on, and we could comment that these are new lights this year, new lighting for Alexander Stadium Perk Field, and they're certainly at a high level. Very bright.
This is wonderful. You're right, Bob. New lighting, great addition. Wallace again. He's going to go to the end zone, throws one up, and I believe it's caught, and it is. Oh, a touchdown. I believe the receiver was number 8. Bob, correct me if I'm wrong there, but I believe it was number 8, Jaleel King, and so the Spartans score with a minute 42 left to go in the second quarter. Now have a chance to take a 1-point lead into the locker room, unless the Indians can score one in a hurry. Let's see who's going to kick the football. I believe it's going to be number 99, Bob. Number 99 is Cole Miracle.
I watched him in warm-ups. Looks like he had a pretty good leg. It looked like he was pretty accurate.
Kick is up, but it is no good. Off to the left, so we've got ourselves a 6-6 ball game. And again, it doesn't get any better than this, other than we'd like to see a few more points on the Piqua side of the scoreboard.
Well, the Indians have a minute and 42 to see what they can generate here, and also they get the ball to start the third quarter, so those are two positives. Right now, I'll tell you, the Piqua defense all of a sudden lost its luster there a
yes,
little bit.
It did.
Lima started attacking on the perimeter and throwing the ball downfield, and you have to respect that Lima speed. You got to give them some cushion to back off a little bit, because you don't want them to beat you deep. That's what happened in this last situation.
So the Spartans are going to kick it off to the Indians with, let's see how many ticks of the clock. 1:42 left to go in this first half. Glad you've joined us from Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. Dwayne Bachman, Bob Luby. We'll be back next Friday with the Meadowdale game, so we hope that you'll join us then. Waiting now for both teams to talk to their respective coaches, and we'll be ready to kick this one off, and let's see who's going to be deep for Piqua. Toops is going to be deep.
Back deep for the Indians, number 15, Owen Toops.
Owen Toops is going to be deep. Let's see if he gets the ball, or whether it's Trenton Foster, or whether it's not, whether it is Coleman.
Number 49, Trenton Foster, back deep as well for the Indians.
Cole Miracle going to kick it for the Spartans. Let's see how the Spartans kick this one with just less than 2 minutes left. He's going to kick it deep. Awfully nice kick all the way down to about the 2-yard line. Picked up by Toops. Toops got some running room around the right side. He's at the 25-yard line, and that's where he dropped out of bounds between the 25 and the 30. Nice response, nice return by Owen Toops. Indians are going to put it in play. Let's see where they spot this thing. They're going to put it down at the 30-yard line. Let's see what happens as we look at the situation. Well, Micah Karn is going to come back in, so obviously feeling much better after taking that jolt just a minute or so ago.
He was stunned pretty well, but they probably went through concussion protocol and determined that, hey, it's okay for him to get back out on the field.
Karn is in the shotgun. He's going to keep it himself, off to the right side. Gets to the 35-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
We'll wait for the...
probably a hold.
We'll wait for the call. Call's going to go against Piqua. Piqua on a hold, so
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So that's going to put the ball back at the 20-yard line.
So they're going to be faced with a 1st and 20.
Boy, the Indians can't afford anything happening in the turnover category, Bob, because the field position right now for the Spartans would be awfully difficult to overcome.
What you don't want to do is give the ball away down here.
That's right.
You don't want to put up an errant pass. You don't want to drop it on the ground. You want to go in 6-6 if you can't go in ahead.
Carnes holding onto the football. Got some running room. Oh! Carnes got some running room. He's to the 40. He's to the 50. Inside Lima territory. Down to the 45. Oh, what a big play by Micah Carnes when the Indians needed it.
Yeah, good job, Micah Carnes. Faked to the dive back and kept the football and turned it upfield and got it down to the Lima 44-yard line.
Big play for the Indians. Up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Handoff this time to Blankenship. Blankenship gets enough for a first down.
Blankenship, your ball carrier.
Boy.
Indians have 2 timeouts left, 57 seconds left. Have to have judicious use of those timeouts. Clock is ticking, 53 seconds.
We were concerned about the Spartans having enough time. Now, do the Indians have enough time? And they are going to, nope, Lima's going to take a timeout. So now the Indians, Bob, are in pretty good shape with just 49 seconds left in the first half. And, boy.
That was a big help to Piqua. Lima, that was their last timeout. So they're stopping the clock for Piqua, which leaves Piqua, according to the scoreboard, with 2 timeouts and 49 seconds. So they can talk about, what we feel like we want to do. They've been running the ball well, obviously. Again, you're out of the danger territory where if you put up the errant pass, you don't want to put it up down inside your own 20. That's what I'm saying. Down here, the ball's on the 28-yard line of Lima. So the Indians see what they'll do. See what offensively they have in their bag. Will they continue to run the football?
Let's see what Bill Nace decides to do.
Do you get away from what's been good to you in the last 2 or 3 plays?
Boy.
I think maybe you run it again here.
Yes, I think you might be right, Bob. Carn over center. Waiting for the snap. Carn sprinting out to the left side, trying to look over his. Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted. Intended for, I believe that was intended for 89, and
the only good thing out of that play, it stopped the clock.
Yes.
Other than that, nothing.
For a split second, I thought maybe somebody with a white jersey on might have picked that off, but it was a little too low.
Yeah, I think he thought he was going to pick it off too. That's why I think maybe right now you just try to come back with the run the football.
Second down and 10. Carn off to the right side, gets it off on the far side to Toops. Toops gets it inside the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Going out of bounds, stops the clock. Clock says we got 39 seconds left in the second quarter.
So about 3rd and 3, they can get a first down. They're in 4-down territory with 2 timeouts left. Good clock utilization can put the Indians in a pretty good position here.
Let's see what the Indians choose to do right now. Carn in the shotgun. Going to hand it off to Rowe. Rowe's going to try to get up the middle, get some yardage, still on his feet. The third effort. I don't know where they're going to spot the football, but looks to me like it went all the way down to the 10-yard line, which I think is going to be enough for a Piqua first down, and at the same time allow them to take one of those timeouts, Bob.
I'll tell you, on this last play, I don't know if they'll show it or not, number 70, Riley Hill, number 52, Jacob Strayer, got on a Lima defender and blocked him right over to the sideline. And I think he was hoping the whistle would blow, these guys get off of me. You talk about sustaining a block, staying with your block. Great job by number 52 and number 70.
So the timeout on the field is going to give both head coaches a chance to talk to their charges. The Indians right now have the ball on the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 with just 31 seconds left to go in the first half. We're tied at 6-6. Well, a lot of excitement for just a couple seconds coming up, Bob.
Yeah, nice job by the Indians. This drive started on their own 30.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
they have done
moved
very
it
well.
right down the field.
In fact, overall, been a pretty good half for the Indians. Karn waiting for the snap. He's going to scoot out to the right side. Oh, got away from one tackler, jumped over another, got inside the 5-yard line, but short of the touchdown.
He's about at the 1-yard line. Watch
Jumped
him.
over one of the
He's like a
defenders.
hurdler. He hurdles that defender. Now the Indians are at the 1. Still have a timeout left. So this isn't too difficult. I think you're going to punch that thing somewhere between the tackles. They got 3 more chances, really. 2nd down. 1st down, actually.
Karn over
or
center.
2nd down. It's 2nd down.
Karn. Oh, the ball's on the ground, and let's see who recovered it.
Loose ball in Indian backfield.
Let's see who recovered it. I think
Ball
the
is
Indians
recovered by the Indians.
timeout. The Indians must have recovered the fumble. Ooh, that was inopportune right there,
You
Bob.
talk about penetration and not allowing penetration. Somebody for Lima, I couldn't tell who it was, just shot that gap, and they were right on top of the quarterback, Micah Karn.
So let's see what happens as we wind down the final half of play here at Alexander Stadium. We're tied at 6, but the Indians have the ball on the Lima 4-yard line.
They lost some yardage on that, yeah. Great penetration. When you're in that situation, your offensive line has to block the gap. You can't allow that kind of penetration to happen. And, boy, it did.
I believe the Indians are out of timeouts, aren't they, Bob?
That's it, yeah, they're finished. So you're either going to, if you're going to pass the ball, hope you either score or it's incomplete, or if you run the ball, you better get it in the end zone. Or call 2 plays here. They may have 2 plays on tap, too.
Let's see what happens. It's Karn. Goes to the shotgun, waiting for the snap. And here it comes. He's going to go over the right side, going to try to go into the end zone, and does! Micah Karn goes in the end zone from the 4-yard line. The Indians for 6. Boy, oh boy, talk about catching the clock in your favor. The Indians do just that.
Here's, that fumble, Piqua came away with a lot of luck on that when they came back with it. And, of course, Micah now just took it in from the 4-yard line. So 13 seconds left in the first half. Great job by the Indians.
Micah Karn going to try to make it.
They're going for 2 here.
See if they can't get 2 on the board. Karn hands it off to, I think, Colin Rowe, but I don't believe Colin didn't make it, so it's going to be, looks to me like it's going to be 12-6, Bob. Is that what you've got?
Yep.
So that's going to be the end of the half.
No, you got 13 seconds. You got 13 seconds.
Oh, no, wait a minute. The Indians are headed for the locker room, but that might. No, they're getting ready to kick the ball. I thought everybody was headed for the locker room, but that would have been a bit premature.
Here's where you don't want to kick the ball deep.
Yes.
You're going to have to bounce it, put it in a position where a lineman can't just catch it in the air and run it back because of the team speed they have. So I think you want to line drive it, short kick it, whatever it takes to eliminate the run back.
A lot of excitement in this ball game, Bob. I think
yeah.
Anybody that came to the ball game tonight has got to be impressed with what they've seen from the Indians.
And as I said before, the good thing is the Indians get the ball to start the second half. The Indians have established a good running game. They haven't thrown the ball particularly well, but the running game has been the mainstay this evening.
Austin Burns is going to kick it off for Piqua.
Austin Burns to kick for the Indians.
Jaleel King and Jermaine Daniel deep for the Spartans. Here's the kick. Let's see what they're going to do with it. It's going to be a squib kick. Oh, luckily for the Spartans, they covered it. Boy,
Kick will be
that
down
was
by number 11,
a
Doug
modified
McCown.
version of a onside kick, but we saw
And
a
on the stop, number 13,
we saw a flag, but I believe that's going to be a sideline warning. At least that's the signal, I think, from the official. Let's see if that's what it was going to be
Lima
about.
Senior, that's their first warning.
Yep, sideline warning for the Spartans. So now, Spartans have the ball, 1st and 10. Got it on their own 43-yard line.
Now here's where you have
Bill
to be,
Neese is pointing to the scoreboard clock. I believe he's saying that clock should have run out, but
Please put 11 seconds on the clock.
oh, they are going to readjust the seconds on the scoreboard clock.
yeah, somebody touched it, so it had to move.
So let's see what.
Here's you got to watch a special play. You got
That's
to watch, some type of reverse, some type of hook and ladder, anything. I'd drop back and play it very, very soft.
Sean Wallace waiting for the snap. Going to hand it off to Anderson. Anderson's going to try to get some yardage, get to the midfield stripe, and that's going to be it.
Anderson will be stopped by number 8, Jarrell Lewis.
So that's going to be the end
That's gonna do it for
of the
the
first
opening
half.
half of play.
The end of the
Fans
first
will be
half
here
here at
for the
Alexander
overtime.
Stadium, Perk
It's
Field,
Indians 12,
with the
Lima
score
Senior
Piqua 12
Spartans
and
6.
Lima Senior 6. Piqua High School and the Lima Senior Hand Bands will be performing at halftime, so stay right where you are on the Indian Nation Station, your home for Piqua Athletics.
Are we trying to vocalize as well? I mean, okay. If you can, I'm doing. It's hard. Yeah, I know it is. But if you want to go down there, there's 20 minutes.
Good evening, Indian Nation. Please welcome the Lima Senior High School Spartan Marching Pride under the direction of Kelly Franzalia, Assistant Director Tom Atkinson, Percussion Instructor Maya Jones, and led on the field by Drum Major Angelita Cowan. Tonight, our show features the music by the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Our opening song was released on August 31st, 1987. Here is Bad. In 1982, Michael Jackson released the famous Thriller album, so popular that all 7 singles on that album became #1 hits the following year. Here is one of them, Billie Jean. We close tonight with another song from the hit album Thriller. It was released on Valentine's Day, 1983. Here is Beat It. Thank you, Indian Nation, for being such gracious hosts for us here tonight. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of tonight's game.
Dude, do your feet hurt at all now?
After the show, we're going to have their props out.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Field Commanders Kieran Tips and Carrie Marion, Band Directors Carl Flippo and Mitch Mahaney, please welcome your pride of Piqua. Tonight, the band will perform a portion of their 2018 competition show entitled Through the Eyes of the Hatter. Using the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, the Mad Hatter takes you on a musical journey through Wonderland.
Welcome to Wonderland. So our time begins in our world called Wonderland. Your terrible nature. Have you no sense of time? Riddle me this. What's the matter in the life of a hatter? All the world's ahead with no hat to hatter.
Welcome back to Perk Field at Alexander Stadium with the halftime score, Piqua 12 and Lima 6. Glad you've joined us tonight. Right now it's time for the halftime statistics. Here's my partner, Bob Luby. Bob?
Looking at the statistical chart here as the Indians lead Lima 12-6. First downs, Lima Senior had 6 first downs. The Indians had 11. Passing yards, Lima Senior 44. They were 6 for 10, 1 interception for 44 yards. The Indians 4 for 10, 1 interception for 30 yards. Total offensive plays and yards, Lima ran 21 plays for a total of 115 yards. Piqua ran 37 plays for a total of 196 yards. Punt returns, Lima returned 1 for no yardage. Piqua returned 2 for 27. Kickoff returns, Lima returned 2 for 12. Piqua returned 1 for 28. Punting, Lima punted 3 times for a 38.3 yard average. Piqua punted twice for a 41.5 yard average. Lima didn't fumble. Piqua fumbled once, did not lose it, but it was a critical position on the field inside the Lima 5 yard line. Penalties, pretty even. Lima penalized 4 times for 43 yards. Piqua penalized 4 times for 30 yards. Time of possession, here's where the Indians really dominated. Lima had the football for 7 minutes and 58 seconds. Piqua had it for 15 minutes and 49 seconds, almost double the amount of time. Individual statistics, rushing, Lima, Rashad Wallace rushed 3 times for 41 yards. He averaged 13.7 per carry. Jawan Anderson rushed 5 times for 27 yards. He averaged 5.4 per carry. Braden Odell 1 time for 2 yards. Zavon Brown 2 times for 1 yard. For the Indians, Micah Karn rushed 10 times, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an 8.1 yard average per carry. Micah having a pretty good night. Colin Rowe came in, little guy, 5 attempts, 36 yards. He's averaging 7.2 per carry. Matt Blankenship, 3 rushes, 21 yards. He's averaging 7.0 per carry. And McKeegan Kuhn, 4 rushes, 16 yards. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. Passing, Rasheed Wallace, 6 for 9, 44 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw a long pass of 21 yards. Micah Karn threw 10 times, completed 4, 1 interception for 30 yards, a long of 18. Pass receiving, Jalel King, 3 receptions, 33 yards, 1 touchdown. Cecil Benton Jr., 1 reception, 5 yards. Javon Robinson, 1 reception, 5 yards. Jermaine Daniel, 1 reception, 1 yard. For Piqua, Owen Toops, 2 receptions, 25 yards. Trenton Foster, 1 reception, 3 yards. Keegan Patton, 1 reception, 2 yards. Punting, for Lima, Braden Odell, 3 punts, a 38.3 yard average. Micah Karn punted once for 51 yards, and he averaged 51 yards per punt. Punt returns, Owen Toops returned 2 for 27 yards. Jaleel King 1 for 0 yards. Tackles, leading tackler for Piqua, Zane Booker has 3 unassisted, 1 assisted tackle. Grant Toops, 2 unassisted, 1 assisted tackle. Craig Hemmert, 2 unassisted, 1 assisted tackle. McKeegan Kuhn, 1 unassisted, 1 assisted tackle. Scoring summary, first quarter, 2:03 on the clock. Piqua Micah Karn carried on the quarterback keeper for the touchdown. The 1 yard PAT pass from Micah Karn to Nico Medley was no good. I guess it's Nikolai. And for Lima in the second quarter, Rasheed Wallace passes to Jalel King for a touchdown. The kick by Cole Merciel was no good. And with 2 minutes in the second quarter, with 13 seconds in the second quarter, Piqua Micah Karn carried for the touchdown, and the PAT run by Colin Rowe was no good, which made the score as we know it now. Piqua 12, Lima 6.
Bob, I've asked you this question many times. We've broadcast a lot of games. What do you think Bill Neese told his Chargers at the halftime?
Guys, you're doing a lot of things well. We're moving the ball well. We're running the ball well, and that's what we want to do. I'm sure coming in, just based on the play calling I've seen, they want to run the ball. They've only passed the ball 10 times. They're 4 for 10. The rushing attack has been much more successful, 166 yards rushing. We want to come out. We want to run the football if we can. Defensively, you're doing a good job. You're playing the whole field. We have to continue to do that because Lima obviously has had a hard time moving the football. Towards the end of the quarter, they came out and moved it pretty well, but overall, the Indians have done a nice job of shutting down a very athletic team. So, again, Piqua's going to get the football to start the third quarter, and I think it's important for them to come down and put a score on the board and convert the extra point. I think if you score now, you kick it and, just get the one. Running for extra points is difficult. I don't know what the average is, but it's not a high average. So many things can go wrong. So if you feel reasonably comfortable with your kicking game, I'd say go ahead and kick it and put yourself up 19-6.
Well, let's talk about the other locker room. What do you think Andre Griffins told his Spartans?
Hey guys, we're close. We played this team pretty well. We haven't played as well as we can. They're doing a good job, but we can play better. We gotta move the football. We have some people that are capable of making the big plays. He's probably pulled aside Rashad and said, Rashad, you gotta take the ball for us. We need you. You're our playmaker. You're the guy that makes things happen. You need to make them happen now.
It's just about ready now for the start of the second half. Piqua 12, Lima Senior 6. Dwayne Bachman, Bob Luby coming to you from Alexander Stadium, Perkfield, in what has been a well-played first half. Very evenly matched. Both teams a little short on the offensive side, but playing very, very well on the defense. Let's see what happens as the Spartans get ready to kick it off for the Lima Senior red and white.
Would they short kick it here to try to give them some momentum? I don't know. I mean, that's everybody has a different philosophy about it, but an onside kick, try to recover it and try to punch it down the field. If I was the front five of Piqua, I'd be very alert.
Cole Miracle going to kick it off for the Spartans. Indians are deep. Waiting for the officials' flag. It looks to me like I thought he was going to just give us a short kick, but now he was all the way back to the 30-yard line. Looks like he might try to kick it out of the stadium. Here comes the kick. It is a sideline kick. It's an onside kick, and it's headed for. Oh no, Bob! I think somebody from Lima picked that kick up and took it all the way down to the 20-yard line. I didn't see it. There was a lot of players in the way, but it was kind of an onside kick, and somebody from Lima got a hold of it, took it all the way down to the, let's see where they spot the ball. Oh, my goodness. You asked about a trick play. They tried it, and it worked for them. And
I just had that feeling. You got to be alert, aware of what's that could happen.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What a way to start the third quarter of play. The Spartans have the ball. They've got it spotted inside the 35-yard line of the Indians. Wallace is going to keep the ball. He's going to go right up the middle. He's going to have the better part of 10 yards. So right now, it looks to me, Bob, like Rashad Wallace is trying to take personal possession of that football.
Well, he's the guy I'm sure they're going to go to just because of all the things he can do. And I'm sure Coach talked to him and said, hey, we need you right now. You got to step up.
Let's call it 1st and 10. Wallace gets enough for the first down. Waiting now. He's in the spread pistol offense. He's deep. Hands it off now to the running back. Running back trying to get around the left side. He's got inside the 20-yard line. Let's see how far he got. Oh, all of a sudden, a flag late on that one. The ball carrier.
I think that's on Lima. I think that's on Lima because the ball carrier just kind
Jaleel King was the carrier, I think, Bob.
Yeah, he stared and like some form of unnecessary celebration or something.
Let's see what happens. We're waiting for Rich Fisher, the referee, to give us the call.
2 fouls on the play.
2 fouls on the play.
Holding offense number 22. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 8. 15-yard penalty.
2 penalties, both of them on the Spartans. So the Indians catch a break after losing that onside kick. Oh, Bob, that was huge.
You know, there's a thing where I'd really be upset with the guy that pulled that unsportsmanlike conduct. You know, just unnecessary actions.
Right.
And look where it took him. Took him back outside the Piqua 40, put him on the 44-yard line.
It's going to be first down, however. First down, ball resting on the 46-yard line. Excuse me, that'd be the 44-yard line. Again, Wallace waiting for the snap. Back to pass, yes. Oh, he's getting all kinds of pressure, gets away from a couple tacklers, gets around the left side, heads to the Piqua sidelines, but not before he gained a few yards. Let's see what they're going to give him. Looks like they're going to give him the better part of 5 yards, but after that penalty, it's such a long one. It's second down probably in 25.
Yeah, the clock has it, or the scoreboard has the second and 23.
Okay, second down and 23. Again, Wallace waiting for the snap. Rolling out to the right side, trying to find a receiver. Got him in the on the right flat inside the 40-yard line, but not much of a gain, Bob. But again, it's a completed pass, going to be third down.
They had a man wide open in the middle. He was clapping his hands, had his hands in the air, and Wallace didn't see him.
Third down and a long, long way to go. Let's see what happens as Wallace brings them out.
They're third and 24. Of course, this might be 4-down territory, too.
Suddenly, Wallace, I think, is basically a little bit more active than he was the first half, basically keeping the football on more than one occasion. Back to pass. Wallace getting chased. Got some running room around the right side. Going to go down, going to go inside the 30, 25-yard line. But it's going to be fourth down. Going to be fourth down probably. And probably fourth down. And looks like it's going to be fourth down. Let's call it fourth down and 14.
Yeah, so
Wallace is showing us a little speed right now, Bob.
Yep, he's the guy they say. I'm sure the coach told him, hey, we need more from you. You're going to have to take this team and put it on your back. And he's capable of doing that. So here, big fourth down play for the Indians defensively.
Let's see what the Spartans got in their offensive playbook.
Will they go to the end zone with it? Will they go for the big play?
Wallace back to pass, getting some room. Going to throw it over the middle. Incomplete. So the Indians take over. First and 10, held on downs. Oh, that was huge, Bob, for a while. That didn't look good. That penalty against the Spartans came back to haunt them. So now the Indians have the football, first and 10. They've got a 12-6 lead here in the third quarter with 10 minutes left.
2 penalties on the same play. You're right, boy. You talk about digging a hole. They dug a crater on that particular sequence and just put themselves in a bad position.
So let's see now what the Indians can do offensively, Bob. With this kind of a score and this kind of a low-scoring ball game, 6 points on the scoreboard would look huge. Let's see if the Indians can do it. Wideouts to the top side and to the near side. Micah Karn in the shotgun. He's going to, oh, he hands it off to number 25, and that is Coleman. Boy, oh boy, a quick hitter right up the middle. Coleman gets a big gainer, and the ball's going to just about go into Lima territory. Not quite. Oh, was that a big play, Bob? Coleman's got awfully good speed.
You have to look at the Indian offensive line, boy. They're getting off the football, sustaining blocks, and not that time. Right now, the Lima just brought some linebackers, just destroyed that play. I'm trying to see who's at the bottom of the pile.
That was, who got off the stack, Bob? I never did see it. Maybe
Number
I do.
40.
I see now, number 40. I think that's Blankenship,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
He didn't
Matt
have a
Blanken
chance.
Didn't have a chance, Bob.
Didn't have a chance. There's too much penetration. Lima was bringing a lot of people, and they felt that was the only way they could stop the run game. We're going to bring our backers up there and shut off the inside lanes.
Second down and 13. Karn. Waiting for the snap in the shotgun. He's going to keep it. He's going to hand it. He's going to keep it. He's going to go to about the 48-yard line. Not much of a gain there, Robert.
No. Lima did a good job. Stayed home. Linebackers, defensive end stayed home and shut down Micah Karn very easily. So third and about 12 yards now on the Piqua 47, 8:47 remaining in the third quarter. Big play for the Indians. Want to retain possession. Need a first down here.
Let's see what Bill Neese decides to do. Wide out to the top side, 2 to the near side. Blankenship in the backfield with Micah Karn. Karn scrambling out to the right side. Oh! The ball is on the ground, Bob. They're going to call it an incomplete pass, I believe. Woo!
He got rid of that at
just at the last second. Almost called it a fumble, but the referee said nope. It's an incomplete pass. I think I've got that right, haven't I?
Yeah, he gave the incomplete pass signal. So the Indians are going to be forced to punt here from their own, looks like their own 47-yard line.
Down for the Indians. Back deep for the Spartans, number 8, Jaleel King.
Khalil King is back, waiting for the punt
For the Indians.
from Micah Karn. Oh, Bob, that was close to a fumble.
Yeah, that's too close.
Waiting now for the snap. It's a good one. Nice high kick. Going to get a Piqua roll. Going to go down inside the 15-yard line. So awfully good kick by Micah Karn. First and 10 for the Spartans. Let's give it to them on the, for me, like it's on about the 15-yard line. Let's see where they spot it.
Correction, that'll be the 14-yard line.
Still haven't spotted the football. 14-yard line. First and 10 for the Spartans. Third quarter, Piqua with a 12-6 advantage. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter with a timeout on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a weather timeout, maybe because of the heat.
I believe there is one of those, Bob. I think we noticed that first half. You know, we talk high tech, and the Indians have new lighting, but I've never seen the down marker over there, the 1, 2, 3, lighted up.
Yeah.
Our down marker lights up 1, 2, 3, 4. I've never seen that before. This is a high-tech operation.
We first started, I thought maybe there was the sun reflecting on a metal down thing, you know? The more I look at it, that's battery operated.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, let's see what the Indians can do now. As they go on to defense. Rashad Wallace. Waiting for the snap. 2 wide outs to the top side, 2 to the near side. The snap. Wallace hands it off to. We got a penalty on the play. The ball carrier was number 5, Jawan Anderson, but as he got above the 30-yard line, we see a yellow flag. Bob, what was it?
I think we got a hold down there. I think we got a hold. A guy got out on the perimeter and reached and grabbed a jersey.
I believe you're right. Waiting for referee Rich Fisher to tell us exactly what that call might be, but everybody's headed in the right direction, so looks like it goes against the Spartans.
Holding offense number 3.
Holding by one of the Spartans.
Replay first down.
So that's going to make it first down. Let's call it first down. What do you say, 17, Bob?
I'd say about 16 maybe.
All right, let's see what
they're saying. Scoreboard says 15.
Here come the Spartans up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Rashad Wallace out of the spread pistol formation. Right now, the Spartans took a little extra time to get to the line of scrimmage. I think there was an equipment problem. Let's see what happens as they get ready to snap the ball to Wallace, number 7. Here it comes. Hands it off to Anderson. Anderson trying to go around the right side. Got good speed, but gets above the 10-yard line. But that's about all he got. Boy, Bob, he's got pretty good speed too. But Indians closed very, very quickly on him.
Good job by the Indian defense. Held him to a short gain. The thing about Lima, if these guys hit the center of the line and it's jammed or clogged, they'll bounce it out. They have that ability to bounce it outside, and that's where they can beat you.
Let's call it second down and 11 for the Spartans. (12-6), Piqua with the lead, third quarter. Wallace, this time sprinting out to the right side. Oh, got a receiver in the right flat that catches it inbounds, but still think he's going to be a little short of the first down, Bob.
Very close, maybe a yard.
Boy, he's awful close. They're going to call it third down, but third down less than 1. So the Spartans are going to try to keep possession of the ball. Oh, we have a Spartan down on the field, and I didn't see that. I can't see who that was, Bob. See if you can pick up a number.
He's on his back. I can't see it.
Just a reminder, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation Station, your home for Piqua Athletics. Glad you've joined us from Perk Field, Alexander Stadium. We're in the third quarter. We've got 6 minutes and 53 seconds left. Piqua holding on right now to a 12-6 advantage. Next week we'll be right back here for the Piqua Meadowdale game. Bob, I hate to make any predictions, but the Meadowdale program has not been very strong, but I guess that's probably when you have to be careful that you don't take them for granted.
Oh, yeah, you never take anybody for granted anymore. That's why they always say they play the game that way. Meadowdale has kind of been in the doldrums. A lot of just unchanging changing things in the city of Dayton Public Schools, and coaches, new coaches, different coaches. So it's tough to maintain a program, but heck, they're hanging in there, and they're gonna come out and battle you, or try to battle you anyway.
Have nothing to lose, Bob.
No, the Indians are in a battle here. They're ahead 12-6 with 6:53 remaining in the third quarter, but Lima is facing a 3rd and 1 on their own 24-yard line. Big play here for the Indians, big play.
The injured Spartan is not moving very much across the way, getting the attention of the medical staff, of course.
Well, he was behind the play. I mean, that was way behind the play. I didn't see what happened to him.
Oh, is that Rasheed Wallace? Boy, would that be and boy, he looks like he's in pain. I can't see whether it's number 7 or not, but if it's Rasheed Wallace, we're going to see the second string tailback, and boy, oh boy, I can't believe he's going to be as good as number 7. Let's see if that is the injured Spartan. And he's still on his back. Glad you joined us tonight from Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. We're in the third quarter with the Indians holding on to a 12-6 lead.
regardless, they're going to have to replace the quarterback for this play if it is Rasheed
That's
Wallace, whether he's out indefinitely or just out because he was dinged up a little bit.
Boy, the fact that he's not moving, well, he's at least now sitting up a little bit, but you can almost tell from him he was in pain. Let's see what happens. This is a delay that you hate to see anybody hurt in a football game, Bob.
Right.
It's a pretty physical game. Nobody's want anybody to hurt, regardless of whether it's your team or the visiting team, but nonetheless, it happens. That's the nature of the sport. Bob, while we got a minute, let's take a look at the rest of the Piqua football schedule, because we haven't had a chance to do that. After Meadowdale, we got Fairborn. Fairborn, again, struggling a little bit, as they have been for a while. Then, of course, we got Trotwood Madison. And I don't know what you know about Trotwood Madison. I hate to say that I'm an expert, because I'm not, but they have always been a very, very strong team. It would appear to me that that's one of the toughest teams left on the schedule for the Indians.
Oh, yeah, they're always very, very, very good. Again, very athletic, and they opened up the season. They beat Winton Woods out of Cincinnati, who's typically a very good football team.
Then they play Sydney. You heard us said you watched the Sydney Bell Fountain game, and you were impressed with the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, they did a lot of good things. They ran the ball well, have some team speed, did a nice job.
Then we play Greenville. Greenville with a big win last Friday night. Don't know what they're going to do tonight, but if they'd happen to beat tonight's opponent by 40, you'd have to take them quite seriously.
That is Wallace.
That's Wallace. Oh my!
Going off the field. Let's see
who comes back, who comes
yeah.
in to replace him. And I can't say that I caught the number. But we'll catch it, because he's going to be handling the football for the Spartans right now. Number 2 is going to be handling the football, hands it off to number 5, Jawan Anderson. Number 2 is their second string quarterback. That's Deshaun Clare. Deshaun Clare, a junior, 187-pound, 5'10", who is getting a little baptism right here.
All it does, I mean, you almost have to feel that Lima loses a lot when, obviously, Rashad Wallace goes out of the game. So this may change their perspective on how they're going to do things.
Claire is the new quarterback. Hands it off to number 5. That's Jawan Anderson. Jawan gets a yard or two, but right now the going is pretty tough for the Spartans, thanks to a very, very strong defensive effort by the Indians.
You have to wonder if the injury to Wallace kind of pushes them out of any type of passing game. The sub here looks like maybe he just wants to hand the ball off, or maybe run it himself. He might be a pretty athletic guy himself.
And psychologically, Bob, losing a Rashad Wallace has got to be part. Oh, he's going to throw it deep. Let's see whether he caught it. No, just about had somebody loose at the 30-yard line. That was a pretty good pass.
Well, there's the answer to your question. Yes, he can throw the football.
Intended for Braden Odell, but he threw that a long way. That was a perfect spiral. Braden Odell was about a step and a half short of that one, so that's going to bring up a third down. Ooh.
3rd and 8. Yeah, you're right. He did throw the ball nicely. It was well thrown, just overthrew the receiver, and you always have to wonder how many snaps a backup quarterback gets in practice, because you spend most of your time working with the first group.
Deshaun Clare waiting for the snap. Back to pass. Looking downfield. You're going to throw it deep again. Oh, this one isn't good. Very good. Let's see whether or not Piqua knocks it down. Nice defensive work there by Zane Booker. That ball was not very well thrown. That was a rainbow, Bob.
No, that receiver had to come back for it, and when you come back for it and the defender's in front of you, makes it very difficult.
Let's see who's going to kick it away for the Spartans. The Spartans look like they lost a little of their spunk, Bob.
Well, when you lose your best player, it takes a little zip out of your total team morale, and obviously, in my opinion, the quarterback, Wallace, was certainly one of their best players.
Braden Odell kicks it away. Piqua's got it. They're going to bring it back to the 40-yard line. 49, number 49 for Piqua is Trenton Foster. Trenton Foster gets it back to the 40-yard line before he's dropped by a host of white jerseys. So now the Indians have the ball, decent field position, and Bob, time right now, it could be an ally of the Indians, although we've got a long way to go here at Alexander Stadium.
Indians need to get back in that running groove and start pounding the way inside and sustaining blocks. And there's a penalty on Piqua.
Oh, well, that doesn't do us any good. Let's see whether or not going to bring it back to the 32-yard line. I did not see a signal from referee Rich Fisher on that one, but it was against the Indians. First down and 20. No, first and 10. First and 10 for the Indians. Karn over center. Handoff. Handoff goes, he's on the bottom of the stack. That's number 40. That is Matt Blankenship. Matt didn't have any luck. In fact, I think he might have lost a yard. Second down and 11.
I think Lima's tightened up the defense a little bit, moved the backers up a little tight because they feel like Piqua has not been successful throwing the football, so they're trying to right now to take him out of their run game.
Karn this time over center. Pass in the left flat. Ooh, almost intercepted. Intended for
Jarrell Lewis.
Jarrell Lewis couldn't come up with that one. He was hit at the moment he saw the football, so goes incomplete.
Right now, Lima's got their backers up almost on the line of scrimmage. They're saying we're going to try to take Piqua out of this running game. They've been successful the first half. We don't want to allow them to continue to do that. See what if the Indians can loosen them up a little bit with some type of a pass.
Yeah. The Indians need to keep the defense just a little more honest, and a completed pass would be that. Here it comes. Nope. Karn's going to run the foot. Oh, he's got a lot of green. He's going to be at midfield and beyond down to the 45. Micah Karn with a big gainer all the way down to the 45-yard line. First and 10, Piqua. Well, Micah Karn has had quite a night, Bob. Let's be honest.
He sure has. He wanted to show pass, but I think that was a designed run, and he ran through a couple tackles on his way downfield. And what the Indians did, they spread out that defense. They had a couple men split right, one split left, and as a result, Lima had to put some linebackers out there into some coverage, which loosened up the middle.
We have a Spartan on the turf, an injured Lima Senior High player. He's getting attention from the...
looks like it might be a cramp maybe.
And again, tonight we could have understood that, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Beautiful night for football. Now that the sun's gone down, Bob, even nicer.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see what happens as we remind you that you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation station. Your home for Piqua Athletics. Dwayne Bachman, Bob Luby, bringing you all the play-by-play action. We'll have a guest at the conclusion of the ball game, so that ought to be interesting. Right now, we're trying to determine who the injured Lima player might be. Bob, we talked about the schedule the rest of the way. We didn't get to the bottom. Vandalia Butler, if I'm not mistaken, they were beaten last week, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
And then we have Tip City. And I think Tip City was beaten last week. So, and then we have Troy. In the pregame show that we had, I got the impression that you feel that Troy might have a pretty good ball club.
I think they do. I think they'll have a good season. I think they have some young guys that matured last year, and they're back this year, and they're going to cause some people some problems.
We're ready to go now as Micah Karn over center. Oh, Micah Karn was going to keep the ball, but he was He was overwhelmed back at the 50-yard line. Didn't have a chance, Bob.
No. Clock continues to tick. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Hasn't been a whole lot of great offensive display here in the third quarter. It's been mostly defense.
Yeah.
And the Indians trying to generate something here, but stymied on that play.
Let's see what Bill Neese decides to do. Second down and 15 to go. Micah this time in the shotgun. He's going to run it himself. Got some running room again. Off here to the right side on the Piqua side. Jumps over a defender. Gets inside the 35-yard line. Micah Karn looks like he might have enough for a first down. Are they going to move the chains?
I think so.
I believe they are. 1st and 10, Piqua. And as long as the Indians can hold on to that football, Bob, the better they're going to be as we wind down this third quarter.
Yeah, Mike really does a nice job of finding the hole, and he has good enough speed where he can turn on the jets. Of course, Lima has pretty good team speed, too. They're able to catch him in many cases, but he picks up the first down here.
Karn over center. Handoff this time to Blankenship. Blankenship tries the right side. Gets to about the 31-yard line. Let's give him one. That's about all we can do on that one. Second down and 9.
Little counter action in the backfield. Fake go back one way, give it to Blankenship coming back against the grain this way. Lima defender stayed home, did his job, made a nice tackle.
Micah Karn brings him up to the line of scrimmage. 2 running backs behind Karn. This time the handoff is off to number 8. That's Jarrell Lewis. Jarrell Lewis got a couple, but not very many. Boy, you said it right, Bob. The second half has not been much of an offensive half. It's been almost all defense on both sides of the ball.
Jarrell has to learn to use his blocker. He had a guy ahead of him blocking, but he ran right up the tail of that guy. He needs to break it off either inside or outside. It had some more yardage.
3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8 for the Indians. Micah in the shotgun. He's going to pass. Trying to find somebody right. Got somebody loose. And that's going to be Jarrell Lewis. Jarrell Lewis gets all the way down to the inside the 20-yard line. Big play right there, Bob.
Yeah, Jarrell Lewis, big youngster, 6'1", 242-pound sophomore, does a nice job.
So that's a first down for the Indians. And that is used. They keep possession of the football inside the 15. Micah Karn. He's going to keep, this time Micah decided he was going to keep it, but he was thrown for a loss back to the 20. Boy, 2 white jerseys on him immediately, Bob.
Yeah, I think, you can only go to the well so many times, and I think Lima is focused on this guy's going to carry the football. He's their best runner. He's going to get the football. We're going to take a chance and do a lot of penetrating into the backfield to slow him down.
Second down and 15.
Clock ticking right at 1 minute left in the third quarter.
Karn again. Tries to reverse his field. Gets away from a couple tacklers, but is downed again for another loss. All the way back to the, looks like about the 21-yard line. So the Indians aren't doing very much offensively. They're going in the wrong direction right now, Bob.
I think that's the key right now. Yeah, they're Lima's doing a good job defensively. A lot of penetration. Just keying on that backfield, trying to break through and make plays, try to destroy the Indian offense.
They figure if they can stop Micah Karn, they can probably get the ball back somewhere along the line. Here comes the Indians up to the line of scrimmage. Karn again. This time he's going to go up the middle, going to get inside the 20-yard line, but still probably 15 yards short of the first down.
That's the end of the third quarter.
We're done with 3 quarters here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. The score, Piqua 12 and the Spartans of Lima 6. Again, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation station, your home for Piqua Athletics. Bob, we've just got one quarter left, and boy, with a 12-6 advantage, you got to be careful and not careless.
That's true. Every play is a big play from here on out, and the Indians have to make some things happen here. I don't know, fourth down, I don't know what their kicking game is like. I think this might be a little much for them to attempt a field goal. I'm not that familiar with it. Maybe they will, but you're faced with 4th and 14. That's a big play. It's hard to come up with a 4th and 14 fourth down play, but the only good thing is if you don't get it, Lima is deep in their own territory. They have a long field, and you can make them certainly put them in a bad position to get the ball down the field.
I would be surprised if we saw Rochelle Wallace back. He looked like the injury was rather painful, so it looks like the leadership is going to have to go to a young fella by the name of Deshaun Clare. So both teams huddled around their head coaches. We've got one quarter to go. Glad you joined us tonight from Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. Dwayne Bach, Bob Loomy. We'll be back next Friday for the Piqua Meadowdale game, so make sure you join us.
We were talking to Ed Perk here shortly a while back, and he said the lights are only 75% of their intensity. There's still another 25%, the new lights, that you can make it brighter.
Is that right?
I don't know. I guess there's a certain, maybe you don't need them at that percentage, but.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And again, for those of you who've been following the volleyball program, their new lighting in the gym as well, and it is extremely, extremely impressive. Here's Karn looking to throw. He's going to try to throw it inside the end zone. Did they catch that?
Yeah, he did.
I believe he did.
Colin Rowe, number 2.
Boy, and he was on his knees when he got that one off his shoe top. Boy, was that a big, big touchdown for the Indians. Whew.
Yeah, Colin, I'll tell you, he's come off in there for the Indians and done a lot of positive things, running the football, got open, and as I said, he's not a big guy.
No.
He's 5'7", weighs 149 pounds. Maybe that's an exaggeration, too, on his weight. Maybe they weighed him carrying 2 5-pound barbells or something, but I'll tell you, that guy, little guy, plays hard, plays tough, found a way to get open in the end zone. Micah Carr hits him. Indians jump out 18-6.
And that was not an easy pass to catch. That ball was low.
Yeah.
Karn trying to add the extra point. The kick is up. It is good.
His extra point is good. Fans with 11:53 remaining in the contest. It's your Indians 19.
The Indians go ahead 19-6 in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Bob, that was a huge score.
Oh, it is. Right now, see, it's a 2-score game. Lima has to score twice to get back in. Even an 8-point conversion or a two-point conversion, giving them 8 points, will not put them ahead. So that's huge. That's huge right now. Of course, the Indians have to play good, solid defense still. You don't think, well, it's over. Not when you have people across the field that have the ability. They could go all the way on a kickoff. They have that kind of team speed. So I like the way the Indians have been kicking. I'd say, continue to bounce it, drive it. Even if they get it on the 35, that's okay.
Let's see what happens as Austin Burns tees it up. And we'll see exactly what the strategy is for the Indians. They've got a 19-6 advantage in the early going here in the fourth quarter of play.
Burns to kick for the Indians.
Waiting for the whistle from referee Rich Fisher. Here's the whistle and here's the kick. Going to be a fair catch caught by
Flag on the play.
Lima, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what that's all about.
Procedure against
somebody offside, Bob?
Yeah, somebody must have crossed the line for the kick.
Encroachment, kicking team, 5-yard penalty from his previous spot. Re-kick.
5-yard penalty against the Indians,
Yep.
so Austin Burns going to kick it from the 35.
I'm not sure I like that short kick in the air because that guy's fielding it, and he can run. I'd make him work for it, bounce it,
I
dribble
think you're
it,
right.
Line drive it on the ground or whatever.
Let's see what Austin Burns does with this one. There's your squib kick. Oh, picked off by the Spartans at the 45-yard line. Oh, Bob, that there might have been some strategy there, but when the smoke clears, the Spartans have the ball at midfield.
Yeah, that was not the way that was designed. No, I wouldn't have sent that one in.
Okay, let's see what happens as the Spartans go on the offense. Again, right now, Deshaun Clare is doing the quarterbacking as Rashad Wallace went out with an injury in the third quarter. Well, now look at Bob. Do I see number 7 out there? I believe I do. It looks to me like Wallace is back in the lineup.
Might be, yeah. It's
So
hard.
a rather quick recovery. Wallace waiting for the snap. He's in the spread pistol formation. He's looking to pass. Over the middle. Got a receiver. Completed pass. Receiver's going to go out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
There's a
Receiver
flag.
was number 22. That was Braden Odell.
There's a flag behind the play. I'm thinking it might be a hold or a block in the back.
Okay, we'll see what the officials signal.
Boy, I'll tell you, if that is against Lima, they've been penalizing themselves to death all
Yes,
night.
they've been hurting themselves. Waiting for the, let's see once. Rich Fisher is our referee tonight. Still don't have the signal, but still don't know exactly what the infraction might be. Here comes the call.
There is no foul in the play.
Is no foul, they're going to pick up the flag.
That's 2 pickups for them.
That's about all you get, Bob.
Yeah.
That's going to be a first down for the Spartans. Spartans are inside the Piqua 35-yard line. Wow. And with Rasheed Wallace back in the ball game, that makes you shiver a little. Here's a pass to the right flat. Pass out there to Jaleel King. Jaleel King gets down to just about the 20-yard line. So suddenly, Bob, this game taking a little bit of different complexion.
Yep.
Together on the tackle for the Indians.
It doesn't take them long to get back in the ball game. If they don't make any mistakes, no errant plays, they can move the ball right down the field. That's what we're seeing now. Talent, athleticism certainly is critical in this situation.
Let's see what the Spartans do. Wallace, again, waiting for the snap out of the pistol formation, but in the meantime, I think we've got a timeout called by Piqua. Piqua's calling timeout. Just a reminder, you're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation station. You're home for Piqua Athletics. Bob, we still got a long way to go here, but with Rashad Wallace back in the game, I think you have to just ask yourself what might be in store here, because the Spartans are not devoid of talent.
Playmaker. He's a playmaker. Best way to describe him. Just does a lot of things well. Causes the defense to be under constant pressure because he can throw the ball and he can run it well. And so you just don't know what to expect from him. You have to respect the pass, and also you have to respect the run. So puts a lot of heat on your defense. And
Bob,
secondly, you don't, if they're going to score, you'd rather they drive it in about a 10-play drive down the field, because that eats up the clock. Right now there's 11 minutes and 1 second left in the game, and they have the ball at the Piqua 20-yard line. So, that a quick score, and they're back into it.
That's right. One of the things I have noticed, Bob, is we've had a couple injuries on the Lima side, but I can't recall any of the Indians being injured, which of course is a plus as well. So here come the Spartans up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10, ball resting right on the Piqua 20-yard line. Waiting for the snap is Rasheed Wallace. Back to pass. Getting all kinds of pressure. Gets away from a couple. Oh, he's knocked down at the 24-yard line. I believe that's number 40, and it is. That Blankenship put a big hit on Rashawn Wallace.
I'll tell you, Matt Blankenship, really great form tackle. Boy, he drove right through Wallace, and I'm sure Wallace's mouthpiece was rattling around in there because that was a hit. That was a hard hit. Wallace was able to escape a tackle or two. Piqua defenders had their hands on him, arms on him, but couldn't bring him down. Not Matt Blankenship, boy. He put the old target right on his back and took him down.
Let's call it 2nd down and 14. Wallace gets the snap. Looks downfield. Gonna go. Intercepted by Piqua. Piqua intercepts it. Let's see who's got the football. Number 4 for Piqua's got it, Bob.
Blaine Ohl.
Blaine Ohl.
Our backup quarterback.
Our sophomore Blaine Ohl picks one off.
That was the old tip drill. That ball was tipped. It was in the air, and Blaine went up and immediately came down with it.
Braden Odell is
I think we got another cramping situation.
Spartan on that one.
I think we got another cramping situation back there with a Lima player. Boy, it's important you hydrate yourself in this early hot weather.
Absolutely.
You know, it's still in August, 1st of September. Your body just needs some form of hydration, and you can't wait to game night to do it. You got to bring yourself along, all week, keeping yourself hydrated.
Let's see what happens as the training staff for the Spartans taking a peek at Braden Odell, who's played pretty well tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Again, Bob, next week we'll be right back here at Alexander Stadium for the Meadow Day. I think they're the Lions. We'll see what's going to happen. I don't know exactly who the Lions are playing tonight, but next Friday the Lions will come to Indian Land, and we'll be here. And the week after that, Bob, I think we're going to be back again, aren't we? I think so.
Yeah, well, 6 home games.
Back for Fairborn.
That's attractive. Yeah, 6 home game schedule.
So Odell is walking with a little bit of a limp off to the sideline. So the Indians have the football after Ohl's interception.
Right now, you need a sustained drive. You don't have to score, but
right.
You have to just take the football and move it slowly down the field. Grind it out.
Karn over center. Hands it off to Jarrell Lewis. Jarrell Lewis to about the 26-yard line. That's what you're talking about right there, Bob.
Right, and use the full 25-second clock.
Right.
You know, don't snap it on 19 and 18. You know, run that thing down.
And as a Spartan, there's only one thing you can do, call timeout. And when you're out of those, you are awful, awful helpless.
See, the clock right now has 20 seconds on it before you have to snap it. So, hey, utilize it.
Don't be in any rush.
Nope. 9:30 remaining in the ball game. The Indians ahead 19-6.
Karn over center. Wide out to the top and to the bottom. Handoff this time. This time the handoff goes to McKagan Kuhn. McKagan Kuhn's going to have more than enough for the first down. Bob, this is the strategy you're recommending, and it looks like that's exactly what the Indians are going to do. Take all the time, keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock moving, and use that 25-second clock.
McKagan did a nice job just waiting for that hole to open. He got the football, didn't immediately, just plunge straight ahead. He waited, took a step, and waited for a block to occur and followed that block upfield.
1st and 10. Spartans have 2 wideouts to the top side, 2 to the near side. This time handoff goes, oh boy, right up the middle, but not much luck. Let's see who's on the bottom of that stack. I believe that was Colin Rowe, and it was. Colin didn't have much luck that time. Let's give him 2. Let's call it 2nd down and 8.
Well, Lima defense, you know what they're thinking. Piqua's going to run the football, so those backers are up tight. But that's okay. I wouldn't get out of, keeping that clock running.
Again, Indians trying to use the 25-second clock. Keep the clock moving. Keep the ball on the ground. Karn. Hands off this time. It's handed off to Colin Rowe again, I believe, Bob, right up the middle. If that's no, it's not Colin Rowe. That's number 25. That's Coleman. Coleman's got gets a better part of 6 or 7 yards. Going to be 3rd down. Let's call it 3rd down and 2.
Xavier Brown make the tackle for the Spartans.
And again, the Indians are in no hurry.
No, 3rd and short. If they pick up a 1st down here, I think we can feel pretty secure about this game, but they need the 1st down here. 7:22 remaining in the football game. The Indians ahead 19-6.
Indians up to the line of scrimmage. Wide out to the top side and to the near side. Karn. Karn handles it off to Blankenship. Blankenship is going to...
He's got the 1st down.
I believe he's got the 1st down, Bob. I think he got the midfield, and that was enough to give the Indians another 1st down. That is a very, very big 1st down in this 4th quarter of play.
That could be a clock burner.
That's right.
Type of thing where you just want to continue doing that. It's not time now to think about big plays. Just think about holding on to the football, controlling the line of scrimmage, and pound that football towards those white jersey Lima football team.
And maybe being satisfied with the 19-6 victory.
Yeah, that's right. You don't need more.
No.
19-6 is a nice score. You don't need 27 or 26.
Indians to the line of scrimmage. Karn taking all kinds of time. In fact, he's looking at the clock and just making sure that he gets his full 25 seconds. Still looking at the clock. Now he's going to take the snap. Going to hand it off. Hand it off to McKeegan Coon. McKeegan Coon's going to have enough for a 1st down. He's played a nice ball game tonight, Bob.
Yeah, I think Lima's kind of worn down. Dwayne.
I think you're right,
As
Bob.
I watch the series now, they know Pick was going to run the football, but still Pick was doing a good job getting a hat on a hat, staying with their blocks and opening nice running lanes.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball resting on the Lima 35-yard line. Indians just chewing up the clock right now. In fact, the clock is down to 5 seconds. Handoff, going to get to, Micah Karn decided to try to keep the ball, but 2 white jerseys threw him for a loss of about 3. Let's call it 3 yards.
See, I'm surprised Lima hasn't tried to stop the clock. They have 3 timeouts now, and the clock continues. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left. The Indians have a 2nd down and about 13 on the Lima 38-yard line, and the clock continues to tick.
And the Spartan coaches should know it's going to take 2 scores, and if you don't have the football, Bob, that makes it a little bit more difficult, except on a turnover, which the Indians are trying to avoid right here. Again, Micah Karn taking a lot of time at the line of scrimmage. Handoff. This time, this time it's off to Xavier Brown. Xavier Brown. Boy, he's got good speed too, Bob.
Yeah, he really hits that hole and finds daylight, picks up, he's short of the 1st down. There's Lima taking the timeout.
3rd down and 2, and Lima's going to take their 1st down. But, Bob, I hate to say it, but the old cliche might be a little too late.
Yeah, that clock is frozen at 4:37, and Piqua has a 3rd and short with good field position at the Lima 26-yard line. What a great display, the time of possession for Piqua. They had a decided edge in the 1st half, and I'm sure that's going to be that way in the second half.
Yes, I think you're right. The Indians have had the ball a lot more time than the Spartans. We'll find that out when we have a chance to look at the final stats, but you're right. And they don't want to give it up now either, Bob.
No, you want it for a first down here or ice it. First down here will ice it.
Coach Sterrett and Coach Davis have helped lead the team to a 3-0 record in the league. The team will host Stebbins next Tuesday for another conference match.
Let's see what happens as the Indians and the Spartans break the huddle with their respective head coaches.
Well, this could be a two-down situation in this territory. You know,
Sure.
You know, to get 2 or 3 yards, you can go twice.
And the Indians again are milking the clock. Oh, now Micah Carnes visiting one of his running backs.
Well, the clock's not running, so they don't have to worry about the 25-second clock now. It's still at 4:37.
Handoff. Handoff again. Oh, handoff again. Handoff to Coleman.
Corin Coleman. That guy, I'll tell you what, he's come in and run the ball very, very well for the Indians.
And again, all the way down, Bob, I think to the 1-yard line. Or did they score? I can't.
There's a flag. There's a
flag
down
on the play. They're going to bring it back.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Penalty going to be against the Indians. They're going to bring that one back. Awfully nice effort by Coleman.
Oh, man, he broke a tackle and headed for the blue end zone. Almost made it,
Yes.
but
again, ball placed on the 29-yard line. Third down and 5.
Clock's running now with 4:15. So again, Mick Karn has to watch that 25-second clock, take it all the way down.
Hand off to Blankenship. Blankenship with a nice effort inside the 25-yard line. Have enough for a first down, Bob?
I think he's close, but
And on the
might
spot,
be.
number 13, Jarius Cobb.
Yeah, I think he
I
does.
think they're going to move the chains.
Yeah.
Blankenship's had a nice effort tonight.
Oh, he's run hard, played good defense too when he's
Sure.
been in there.
So that's going to make it 1st and 10 for the Indians.
First down.
Boy, you're right about the time of possession, Bob. That'll be an interesting statistic. 1st and 10. Handoff. This time goes to, I believe, Lewis, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not. That's going to go to Jarrell Lewis.
Odell with the tackle.
3:20 remaining in the ball game. Clock continues to tick. And again,
Second down and 8, Bob.
good use of the 25-second clock by Micah Karn. Just really good decision making down there in the field.
Let's see what happens as the clock continues to run. Indians with a 19-6 advantage. Both teams looking for their first victory of the season, and looks like the Indians are going to bring it home. A big morale booster, Bob.
Oh, it is, definitely.
Karn hands it off. Hands it off to McKeegan-Coon.
Yeah.
McKeegan-Coon again inside the 10-yard line. Boy, closer to the 5 than to the 10. Well, maybe in between. Lima taking another timeout, Bob, but I tend to think that
Maybe a little too late.
I think Coach Griffin probably should know by now it's not going to happen tonight. The Indians are going to go 1-1, and the Spartans are going to go 0-2. That has a nice sound to it, Bob.
Sure does. Sure does. The Indians came out and played very well from the kickoff to where we are right now.
If
So
I remember one of the quotes from the newspaper after last Friday's game by Bill Neese, we're going to be better next Friday. They have been better tonight.
All right.
No question about it. Again, we're going to have a post-game guest, so stay right with us after this one's over. You're watching Piqua High School football on the Indian Nation station, your home for Piqua Athletics. 2.5 minutes left to go in this one.
Indians on the 7-yard line. They have first down. They're just going to pound it inside. It'd be nice to get another score.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be nice to get another score, but the critical thing is just keep the football.
Bob, I don't have a very good view of the scoreboard. Was that the last time out for Lima?
They have one more.
They have another one. Okay. Micah Karn to the line of scrimmage. Hands it off this time to McKeegan Coon. Boy, McKeegan gets.
Coon, your ball carrier.
Boy, he didn't want to go down. He's inside the 5-yard line.
Looks like he's close to maybe the 1 or 2.
Yes. Let's see where they spot the football. And I believe the 2-yard line, just about it.
Now by Brandon Taylor and Dwayne Cowan.
Comes a play in from the Piqua sideline.
2nd and goal.
Indians are going to go 1-1 as they entertain Meadowdale next Friday night right here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field, and we'll be here to bring it to you. Piqua breaks the huddle. Handoff. This time, touchdown for Piqua. Let's see who's on the bottom of the stack. Is that Blankenship, Bob? No, I don't believe it is.
Jarrell
Lewis.
Jarrell Lewis.
So another score for the Indians. I like it.
Yeah. Kind of hard to bring down the big guy. 6'1", 242-pound sophomore. He smelled the field, the end zone, and just plunged straight ahead. Nice job of blocking. You have to give credit.
Yes,
Indian
I think,
offensive
Bob,
line.
We've been a little remiss. I don't think we've given enough credit for the defensive line or the offensive line.
Well, let's see what happens here with the extra point.
Karn. Waiting for the snap. It's up. It is good.
Extra point is good.
26-6.
26-6. Piqua with a late touchdown. And, Bob, I'd have to say this. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say this has been an impressive performance by the Piqua Indians.
Oh, no question about it. The offensive line, I started to talk about them. Jacob Strayer, Riley Hill, Zane Arborgrass, Caden Maxwell, Caden Clark. Even talk about the two ends, Owen Toops, Brendan Toops. Really did a nice job knocking people back off the line of scrimmage. And defensively, defensive line, Jarrell Lewis, Lance Reeves, Brendan Toops, Grant Toops, linebackers, Craig Hembert, Matt Blankenship. What a night he's had. McKeegan Coon, Corin Coleman, Zane Booker, Owen Toops, Micah Karn. All the defenders played very, very well.
Let's see whether or not the Indians decide to kick it the distance, and I'm sure that they will. Let's see if
with 2 minutes remaining in the game, it's
going to be Austin Burns. He has been kicking. Let's see if somebody else is going to get a shot at it.
Yeah, this is one you don't
Micah
want.
Karn's going to kick this one.
You don't want run back.
No, you don't. This is the time to kick it low. And that's exactly what happened. Spartans picked the ball up at the 45-yard line, so they'll have it 1st and 10 as we wind down the fourth quarter here at Alexander Stadium. The Indians with a very impressive 26-6 lead, and that probably is going to be the final score. Nice effort. Congratulations to Bill Neese and his coaching staff for this one. I think there was a lot of preparation for this one, Bob, and it paid off.
Well, a lot of hard work. They came back after that Chaminade game not happy at all about the results. Felt like we need to fix the things that need fixed. They went out and fixed them, and here we are with a 26-6 lead.
Let's see what happens as the Spartans come out on the field. Devon Clare, the backup quarterback, is in there. Number 99 is moving so slowly that I think number 9 realizes this one's been over for a while. Claire. Claire's going to, oh my! Claire was knocked down, and I believe Blankenship's on the bottom. Is he?
I think he got him for a face mask.
Oh boy, oh boy. The runner stopped very, very quickly. Yeah.
He was like he's on a carnival ride.
Oh,
you ever see him? He went around and boom.
He got slammed to the ground, but unfortunately, a face mask call against Piqua. Oh gosh. Blankenship put the kibosh to him. So let's see now with just a minute and 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. 1st and 10. Pass on the right side. Pass from Claire to number 9, Claymon Durr. Complete, but I believe did that stop the clock, Bob?
Yep. So Craig Hemmert on the stop. Craig did a nice job following through with the tackle, but the receiver went out of bounds. So you got a minute and 29 left. The Indians ahead 26-6, and just a question of can they keep Lima out of the end zone on this last effort here.
Claire back to pass, rolling out to the left side, finds a receiver. Complete. He goes out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock, but it's going to be short of the first down. So all the advantage of stopping the clock now is wasted on the Spartans because they simply do not have enough firepower to overcome the Indians this evening.
Kickoff for the JVs will be 10 a.m.
Claire sprinting out to the right side, looking downfield. Going to throw out of bounds, way over the outstretched arms of his receiver, incomplete.
Well, they're taking their time with this last minute and 15 seconds. They're minute
dragging
17.
this one out, aren't they?
Yeah, minute 17 left. Of course, you understand they want to, if they can get another score,
sure,
it's something they can build on for next week. Something they can build on for next week.
Third down and 2. Stay with us. We have a post-game guest, so stay with us right after this one's over. Pass complete to number 4. That's Cecil Benton Jr. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock again. Now it's enough for a first down for the Spartans. Now I would imagine, Bob, on the defensive side, the Indians are saying, wait a minute, let's keep them out of the end zone.
Yeah, the short passing game's been good to Lima.
Yes.
They've been able to move the ball. I'm not sure why they haven't gone to that more often, more frequently, but it just seems like, I don't know, their play calling got turned around a little bit.
Claire, back to pass. Going to go to the end zone. Intercepted. Intercepted by Micah Karn. An interception by the Indians.
Indian football.
Wow.
See, I don't know why didn't they stick with that short passing? I'm glad they didn't, but the short passing game was working for them. But boom, Indians going to finish up here, minute and 3 seconds. It's going to, I'm sure, take a knee and run out the clock.
So the Indians are going to win 26-6. A very impressive performance here tonight at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. You got to be pleased, and I'm sure that Coach Neese is going to be pleased with this effort. But like all coaches, let's worry about next Friday.
Oh yeah, you don't. But, you take them one at a time, and improve each week. You want to get better each week.
Indians have been very impressive tonight. Still got a minute left in the ball game. Carnes over center. He's going to take a knee. That'll take 25 seconds that we have left, and I don't believe there's going to be much action left in this one, Bob.
No.
The Indians are going to go 1-1. The Spartans are going to go 0-2. And Bob, we said it before, I'll say it again. The best team won this one.
I think so.
No question about it. No question about it. The Indians were simply much better than the Spartans. Waiting for the snap. Karn takes the knee. Clock continues to run.
Fans, that's going to do it here at Alexander Stadium.
15
Park
seconds.
Field. Week
The
2
clock
of
is going to run, and
2018
that's going to be
season
the end of the game. That's the end of the game with the final score: Piqua 26 and Lima 6. We'll be back with our first post-game guest right after this timeout.
Well, thanks, Coach, for stopping by tonight. It's kind of a fun time to stop by. A great performance by the Piqua Indians tonight.
It's always nice after a win to talk to you guys. I appreciate you guys.
What were you most impressed with, the Piqua offense or the Piqua defense? The running game, I thought, was superb tonight. Just ran at will. Defensively, you shut down a high-powered football team with a lot of athletes that could do a lot of things. What do you think? What were you most pleased about?
I was pleased with both lines. The offensive line did a great job. The defensive line did a great job controlling their speed. I think that was a big part of us defensively, controlling what they had in terms of their skilled athletes, and our offensive line did a great job blocking.
I was concerned. Of course, you guys are much closer to it than I. But did we have the speed to match up very well with Lima?
Well, we've been playing them, and it's just like, for a while, and it's just like any other time you play them, and we've learned how, to play to our strengths against their speed.
Our ability to run the football, I'll tell you, some guys stepped up. Mike, of course, ran it well. McKeegan Kuhn, a tough inside runner. Corin Coleman, he came out of nowhere to take the football. I like little Colin Rowe. He came out there, and boy, what is he, 5'7", 5'8", and he plays like he's 6'3", 220 pounds.
Well, we knew we had to get, our skilled guys that had some speed to ball, and that's what we wanted to improve on over the first week. We thought we had some kids that, the kids that we have that have speed, we thought we wanted to use them more. So that was a big part of our game plan today.
So coming into the game, did you feel like you could run the football?
Oh, I definitely do. I think with our offensive line, I like our offensive line a lot, and I think we can run it against anybody, because that's how good they are. They are really good.
They seemed like they got off the ball well, sustained blocks. I noticed down here one play, two men drove a guy out of bounds right on the sideline, and just told a lot about those the way they were just getting after people. Always a big win. This was, I think, an important win because had a tough loss last week and needed to rebound. And I think Lima reached a point maybe in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, they just started wearing out.
Well, and with our weight training that we do and our conditioning, I thought we were in very, very well conditioned. And I like our two-way players. They're coming around, and that's something that you have to get used to. You just can't go out and play both ways.
Right.
So they're getting more used to that and that part of the game, and I think that helps us.
Does Micah have the decision-making power out there in certain plays to run the football? I'm going to drop back, but. Do you want him to run it in most cases?
Well, we try not to let him run. I think he had, what do you have?
109 yards tonight.
Yeah, 18 carries. He had 21 last week. We don't want him to run that much. So there was a few reads that he missed, but overall I think he did a very good job.
I think he likes to run.
See,
that's part of it.
He's a Karn.
Yeah.
He's a
trying
Karn.
to corral him. But I tell you, you have to feel good about the guys that came in, the back, like Corin Coleman. Was he kind of an unknown?
Oh, no, but again, he's another two-way player, and he's only a sophomore. But we love how hard he works and how hard he runs. He's a great runner, and he plays well defensively. And for a sophomore, he's got a lot of good football to come.
From a coach's standpoint, how important was this win?
Great. It was great. It's really important from the fact that, you want to see how much you've improved between week one and week two. And, that's what we're after today. We work really hard in practice, and it's very important to get a win under our belt, and then we're going to keep on getting better each week.
Well, Coach Krejci, appreciate you coming by. Again, congratulations to you and
Thank
the
you,
coaches. I know you guys work hard, and it's nice to get a victory like this.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have our final statistics here. The final score, Piqua 26, Lima Senior 6. As we go down the list, let's look at the first downs. Lima had 14 first downs. Piqua had 22. Lima rushed 19 times for 113 yards. Piqua rushed 53 times for 301 yards. That's amazing. What a night at the races here. Passing yards, Lima had 122 passing yards. Piqua 65. Piqua was 6 for 14 passing with 1 interception. Lima 13 for 23, 3 interceptions. Big plays by the Piqua defensive backfield really hurt Lima. Total offensive plays, Lima ran 42 for 235 yards. Piqua ran 67 offensive plays, 366 yards. Individual stats, Micah Karn, 18 rushes, 109 yards, average 6.1 per carry. McKeegan Kuhn, 8 carries, 58 yards, average 7.3 per carry. Corin Coleman, 6 carries, 52 yards, he averaged 8.7 per carry. And Colin Rowe, 6 carries, 38 yards, he averaged 6.3 per carry. Rashad Wallace, the big man for Lima, got injured, was out for a while, came back in. He rushed 7 times, 62 yards. He still averaged 8.9 yards per carry. Jawan Anderson, 8 carries, 40 yards, 5 yards per carry. Passing, as I said, Micah Karn, 6 for 14, 1 interception, 1 touchdown, total of 65 yards. Receiving, Owen Toops, 2 receptions, 25 yards. Colin Rowe, 1 reception, 19 yards, big one, touchdown. Garrett Shrub, 1 reception, 16 yards. Trenton Foster, 1 reception, 3 yards. Overall, just a great performance by the Piqua Indians, 26-6. Big victory, as Coach Krejci said. Very important as you build the steps for the season. Looking forward to next week and gives them something to build on. So very pleased with the effort from the Piqua Indians tonight. Well, that's the story tonight from Alexander Stadium with the final score, Piqua 26, Lima 6. Remember, our next telecast will be on September 7th when Meadowdale invades Alexander Stadium. And we'd like to thank the Piqua City Schools, the Piqua Athletic Department, Piqua Head Coach Bill Neese, Athletic Director Chip Hare, TriCaster Thomas Beck, Media Instructor Damon Skeens, our Director, the big man, A.J. Ganger, and the students of Piqua High School that helped us film this game. Until next time, this is Bob Luby along with Dwayne Bachman saying good night, everybody.